cancel culture is about canceling.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
Systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that
Cocaína.
But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records ain't sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
it's born like this, it's born like this. Immaculate conception, not transform like this, perform like this. Which else you a new weapon? I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your head. This that puts against the bed. This that I got realness. I just push cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got junk, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
the woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who.
They want you to comply.
Hey, how we doing, friends?
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
Ni hao.
Yeah, hope you're all doing well using
Oh,
what
I
I
Chang
can
Gua.
see.
Oh, yao cheng cheng bu lao.
Oh, you're not even American. Like,
Yeah, we still have access to TikTok. What the fuck are you doing? I just want to be part of the memes. Come on, are we all in Duolingo now learning Mandarin?
If anything, TikTok's gonna be better now because all the fucking Americans are off of it. I can't wait. Look forward to it.
Right. I need to get a VPN.
It's like going to Cuba. It's like fantastic traveling there because there's no Americans, just like
No
Europeans and
Americans.
Canadians. Everyone's so nice.
Man, I want to know what that feels like to be in a country
I'm
with
joking, I
no
love you.
Americans. No, I agree with you. I feel like that would be wonderful to experience.
Alienating your whole audience right now, David.
They know I'm joking.
Also, Americans are pretty self-aware that they're insufferable.
Yeah.
Nah.
I
I'm not
feel
with
like
you on
the
that one.
ones in our chats are self-aware.
The ones in our chat, yeah.
and we're self-aware.
If the ones in our chat were the dominant Americans, then Bernie Sanders would be president right now. So
That's true. Oh, that's irrefutable. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
Can't argue
yeah.
with this one.
Yeah, we hate Americans, and look, I hate myself too. I'm not saying that I hate you all, but I'm better. No, I hate myself too. I hate Ariana. I hate Matt. I hate Rebecca. I love Lance and David though. They're Canadians, so
That's right.
They're excluded.
That was easy.
Yeah. By the way, Matt isn't here. We're gonna have to have a really long conversation about Matt. He won't be returning. So just I don't want to get into it right now. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to bring it back.
Every week there's like 2 or 3 people who are like, "Oh my god, why'd you kick this person off?" Like, it's like I got like messages after like I was like gone one week. It's like, why isn't David on the show anymore? Why'd you kick him off the show? It's like, motherfucker. Unless they're like fooling me, unless they're joking, and it's just like fucking me up. But
it's always the most milquetoast reasons too. It's like, I have to go take care of my kids, or I'm sick, or something like that. It's never like, oh, something's really bad.
Oh, geez, don't jinx it. I hope. I hope
Yeah, knock
nothing's
on
really
wood. Knock on wood. We just traumatized the audience. We traumatized them. I'm so sorry. We're gonna still traumatize you. I'm mad at myself because this year when we took Thanksgiving off and when I took like a couple of weeks off, I could have used that opportunity to make like a fake press statement like I did the first year we had a show or the second year during Thanksgiving. I don't remember what it said. It looked like we were just canceling the show entirely.
Legit.
Yeah. And a lot of people were they were a little bit mad until they read the whole thing, or sad until they read the whole thing, or happy depending on
or they never read the whole thing and they never watched the show again because they think it's over.
It's over.
We lost hundreds.
We lost hundreds of viewers after that.
Oh man.
Although we'll gain some tonight because I did what you all should have done. I updated that thumbnail because I assumed you all wanted to talk about a certain duo online.
Not everyone has time like that, bro. You're like, oh, did you guys make your thumbnails? I'm like, dude, I barely left my apartment today. Like,
I'm not even streaming on my usual channel. I'm just on my second channel, which, by the way, everyone should go subscribe because I'm trying to. So far, I've gotten like half monetization, so I can get super chats, but I can't put ads on yet. It's a weird.
That's weird.
They've added like extra tiers now. It's bizarre. But,
I didn't even know there was a thing.
Yeah, you're on the first tier. You have to get to the second tier.
It's dumb because this
Yeah.
was actually the first channel I ever had monetized, and then they like changed the rules, and I lost it. This is like 5 years ago, but I lost it, so I had to slowly build it back up. But I'm gonna put out my top 10 games of the year at some point in the next couple weeks. So
I'm excited to see that.
I'll start putting some more content on that channel.
We can start by talking about that before we move into the TYT drama. Because did you all hear the Elon Musk video game meltdown?
Yes, I watched
That's pretty funny.
The breakdown of it.
Yeah.
Who did that video? I want to give them credit. I gotta find their names.
I should find out. I will look that up.
But yes, somebody, a couple of different YouTubers like broke down basically the fact that Elon Musk clearly pays a professional gamer to play Path of Exile 2 for him so that he can look like he's like one of the top ones in the world. Because then when Elon Musk was actually playing the game, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. It's just like, it's so embarrassing. Can you imagine being that much of a fucking loser that you pay someone else just so you could brag about being good at Path of Exile 2 or like whatever fucking game? Like he was on Joe Rogan's show, and I guess he was bragging about being the top in some other game. Like, no, you're not, you fucking
It was like
clown.
He said he was top 20 in Diablo 4, right?
This guy that apparently works all the time.
#1.
He's such a hard worker that he has enough time to
#1 in
play
Diablo
games
4.
all day to be one of the top in the world.
Wow.
So the truth is he's 54 in Diablo 4 if he's actually been playing it. And the other part of the story is that for his ranking on Path of Exile 2, just for anyone who doesn't know, it's not a game that you can just suddenly become level 93 as if like that was something you did over the weekend. That's something you have to give up every element of your life. Like you cannot see friends, you can't have a relationship, you cannot leave the house, you have to poo in a diaper. Like you just have to grind 24/7 to be able to do that. And even then, even if you dedicated your life to it, it's very unlikely that you'll reach anywhere close to what he did. Like he's to get level 90, whatever it is, 97 in hardcore mode, as to I don't play that game, but to people who do, is just one of the hardest things in any video game ever. So it was very, very clear when he did his live stream, because not only did he not know how to move items into his inventory without dragging it manually, where everyone is like, oh my God, he's dragging it manually. Why would he do that? It takes so long, shit like that. He didn't know that half of the weapons he had like paid someone to get were the most like they're apparently the most like precious items anyone's ever seen someone else have and show their inventory of, like the actual gamers of that game. Because he's like, it's not that impressive, I've got level 73 staff, not that great. And they're like, oh my God,
they're like, it's the best item in the game.
Yeah, that's like one of the greatest items in the entire game.
Because he looked at the requirement level and he said, oh, you have to be 62 or whatever to equip this, but that's irrelevant. What's relevant is the weapon itself. And yeah, so my husband is huge into Path of Exile, so he was explaining it to me because I'm a boomer and I don't play that. And it is so hilarious. I also watched that video from Quinn, I think is his name. It showed him running past, I think it was a Chaos Orb. Forgive me, Path of Exile players, because I don't know. And that's like really a rare thing in the game that you get. I think that Moist Critical said that he was playing for 9 hours and he encountered one in that entire time. So for Elon Musk to just run past that,
he's like collecting other stuff but ignoring that one.
Yeah. And what I love is that like you everyone is a newbie at first, but like he's been if he really is that good, he would know all of these things.
Yeah. It shows you how much unearned confidence he has, because for him to even risk playing that game on stream, like like for you to be that kind of person to not realize how easily people that know that game could spot that you're a phony. Like it kind of, for me, it's like a representation of his entire life. Like he has all this confidence, all this unearned confidence because of other people doing things for him. Like it's just incredible to get to this point, from the fact that he came from a very well-off family, to the fact that he hires people to do everything for him, to the fact that didn't he sue to get his name on in Tesla or something. Like he didn't actually like he like took that company over, and then
that was built up for him too.
Yeah, that was built up for him too. Exactly. Like all this unearned success is wild.
But you can't buy respect. That's
No.
what it's taught me.
I honestly think he loves this like idea of, oh, he's a genius and he kind of just wants to keep that up. You know what I mean? Because I was literally talking to my mom the other day. Oh my God, I was at her house with my whatever. It was so embarrassing because my mom's sitting there and she's like, geniuses like Elon Musk. And I was like, oh no, no. For some reason with the Gen X and boomers, he's really been able to convince them that like he's a genius, that it just did you guys actually, speaking of this, did you guys see his little star whatever thing his explode in the air above the Caribbean?
No,
I saw
Like
the video
recently?
of it. Like his what was it? I didn't see it explode, but I saw it coming down. Like was it
Like
already
the
in?
shards
Was it already
of
in
it?
space and it was like disintegrating over? Yeah.
From my understanding, and this is like what, his 7th or 8th, like I've lost count how many rockets he's
I've seen a lot of
exploded.
explosions.
But it
good at
was it
that.
literally just happened today where it was exploding over the Caribbean. Hold on, let me find the clip.
As long as nobody died in that, I'm like super happy whenever I see one of his rockets explode. I get that it does environmental damage, but you know, fuck you, Elon. That's my feelings. Oh, I forgot about his. So he posted his character stats for his Elden Ring character as well,
That's
and
when
it was
everyone
so.
laughed at him.
You know, he actually played that game because his character did not make fucking sense. He was fat rolling, which you never. Oh, when is this from?
This is today. Here, let's quickly
Today,
switch it.
okay.
Yes, you found it. Okay, I was just about to send it.
It's honestly beautiful.
Whoa. Yeah, that
Beautiful space junk coming in.
that would scare the
Yeah.
fuck out of me if I was living there. Though I'd be like,
Yeah,
what
if you know what
is
the fuck's
this?
going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say also it does create a lot of pollution. Like a lot of people have talked about the pollution that his explosions cause, especially this one's going over the Caribbean.
Mhm.
I can't even imagine the amount of pollution they're gonna have to deal with after this. But he's also blown up a bunch of them, so
Yeah.
more to come,
Stuff.
possibly.
Oh,
Probably.
definitely more to come.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, I'll
Well-
explain fat rolling with Elden Ring really quick. Some people don't know. So if you play Elden Ring, you need to be able to roll because big monsters want to kill you. And the way you get out of that is you roll out of the way. I mean, you could use a shield. So you never want to fat roll. That means you have too much equipment in your inventory. You need to dump some of that. He was fat rolling and he knew it was fat rolling. And his inventory had 2 shields, which arguably you don't need one. I don't use a shield when I play Elden Ring. But he had 2 shields. He had 3 different summons. You can only use one at a time. Just fucking nonsensical things. And I think that like when he shared that screenshot, he said something like, well, we'll remove some items if I need to not fat roll. It's like, motherfucker, you need to not fat roll. You're gonna get killed. What do you do? Like, how long have you been playing? Like, he clearly was playing that one. It's just insane. By the way, I had to show you this. So I don't know if you all saw Asmongold. He actually
Well, that's
is
what I was getting to.
a PoE player. Yeah, and so Elon Musk saw that Asmongold made a video about him, took away his verification checkmark temporarily, brought it back, but then he unfollowed Asmongold. And then
Well, but before that happened, they were DMing each other. I don't know if you know about that part. They
I have it
actually,
right
like,
here.
Oh, okay. They go back and forth, and before he leaks the DMs, apparently Elon Musk was talking to him about potentially coming onto X, and Asmongold is like, I don't know if I'm going to come onto X. And then Asmongold, when he found out that he's cheating at PoE, which is just so obvious that he is, he made an offer publicly. If Elon Musk can prove, like in any capacity, that he actually made that character and leveled him up, then he will switch to X. He'll go off of YouTube, off of Twitch, and we're talking about a public offer that is worth millions, if not tens of millions of dollars. This is one of the world's biggest World of Warcraft streamers, leaving 2 of the biggest, like, you know, the streaming networks to go onto his primary network, and all he has to do is prove that he's not a fake gamer, which is like a really easy offer. That's all it was to launch what you now see before you.
Yeah, Elon is denying it, which is amazing. And then this is the DM that he leaked. So to show you before, so he was attacking Asmongold saying, okay, so this person just says, I felt the need to add my unique perspective to Elon Musk drama around Path of Exile. Elon is denying this. He claims that he actually is that good. And then he says, Asmon behaves like a maverick, quote, independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He is not his own man. Now, the reason why he says that Asmongold is fake independent, as you're going to see, is because he has editors for his YouTube channel. So I'm going to see if my editors...
No, how are you covering this without me? How you doing this without me?
You made it. Okay, perfect. We couldn't wait.
I didn't know you were in on this.
I bet he has some extra tea for us, too.
Do you have more leaked DMs? Because Elon threatened to leak more. I was wondering if they had been leaked yet.
I mean, if he leaked this and it's this devastating for Asmongold, he can't survive another one. Finding out he has an editor, that's like career ending.
I heard you guys were talking about Elon Musk and Asmongold, and my like spidey senses went off, and here I am. I just immediately show up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. You're in charge here. Go ahead, Mike.
So Asmongold says, well, thank you so much. I of course am doing an amazing job. So Asmongold says, I'm going to see if my editors might want to make a second account for it even. And then Elon responds saying, who are these mysterious editors? Like he's never heard of a YouTuber or streamer having editors. And then Asmongold explains, two guys, they basically run the entire YouTube account. So basically any content I post is edited or uploaded by them, and they just get a cut of the ad rev. It's super good. It's a super good system, to be honest. Almost everyone on YouTube doesn't. Now, again, I got to go back so you can see the way that Elon described that. Asmon behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality, he has to ask his boss, i.e. his editor, for permission before he can do anything.
He didn't know what a YouTube editor was.
He is not his own man. I mean, the level of embarrassment that I feel secondhand is just, it can't be overstated. Like, bro, what the fuck?
So sad. It's so sad.
It's embarrassing.
That I don't know how anybody that is like knowledgeable and follows into stuff like likes him anymore. Like at this point, especially the gamer stuff, because like he has a, I'm sure he's an audience of like right-wing gaming morons that like him. But after seeing this, that he's such a fucking phony, they can't possibly still think he's a genius.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like based on how his reaction was, I'm pretty sure, like he thinks that video editors, or at least how Asmongold referred to them as just editors. I think Elon thought he was talking about like editorial editors, like editors as in like
a for a newspaper
has an editor. Yeah, because who in their right mind, if you know anything about how video editing works, thinks the video editor is the boss? But you do pitch and get assigned stories in the in the journalism.
He thought
world
editorials.
based on what your editor.
Does he know what Asmongold does? That he's used like his video?
That's
like,
some serious.
How fucking stupid is this man?
That's some serious. You're talking about a man that lives like a Neanderthal in his room and like lives, eats, breathes.
Who could afford to hunt Asmongold for sport?
Editor.
I saw a picture of Asmongold with a roach on his shirt.
No,
as someone who's worked in both professional filming worlds with back in the day, and someone who does
I'm an editor.
journalism, that's the only explanation I can possibly have. That he heard the word editor, and instead of thinking video editor, he thought, because this is Elon Musk is in this phase of his life where everything to him is like politics and woke and journalists and the press out to get him. Like he is automatically
with mysterious.
thinking editor.
That was his response. Mysterious. I was like,
Swiss cheese.
Right. Who are these mysterious editors?
Who are the mysterious editors?
No one would ever refer to a video editor that way.
I've got one more for you though.
Like even like professional film editors, like who like edit movies, they sit down with the director a lot of times, who's their boss really, and works out how the edits go. Like, yes, sometimes editors take their own creative control and do something with the footage that the director might not have had in mind. But at the end of the day, the director has the final say, or the studio has the final say, or the production company has the final say, not the editor. That's not how it works in journalism, though, where the editor looks over your work and edits and sends things back and asks for more information or to clarify things, or will decide not to publish. They're not the same, though.
It's insane. I've got one more for you. So in response to the allegation that Elon Musk is a fake gamer and not good at games from Asmongold, Elon Musk chimes in with a very powerful "no you," and said, "This is Lance's screenshot here, so thank you, Lance." No other way to say this, but while Asmon is good at caustic commentary and making fun of people, he is not good at video games. Got him. Like, is this a 12-year-old? Are we really talking about a 50-year-old man?
I actually think Asmongold is not good at commentary. Wasn't his bread and butter that got him famous was that he actually was a good World of Warcraft
He's
player?
a WoW.
Yeah,
he's
that's
a WoW
why
streamer,
anyone
and he's
likes
good at WoW. That's it. Yeah,
His
but
commentary
I watched
is just his
Asmongold.
pathetic display of grifting after World of Warcraft fell out of popularity in the larger
getting
pop
into
culture.
politics.
But that was
I watched his stream about this though. He released another nugget of information. Apparently, the reason why he took Elon Musk took off his badge was that Asmongold DM'd him and said the line, "Don't you think you're flying a little too close to the sun by saying that you were level 97?" And that apparently was like the instigating incident. Yeah, where Elon did not like that. He didn't like the call out that hard. Where it's like, it's kind of like, when like an authoritarian has an election and they win by like 99.9%, and you're like, that's not, you could have at least greased this a bit, so people believe it. But why 97? Like that is just so mathematically impossibly hard to become. You could have actually made people believe you if you were like a humble 72. Then people would have been like, that's impressive, man. For you to run all these companies and be a 72, like good for you. Like not a lot of people could do that.
We were talking about it on the Majority Report earlier today, and I brought up that's a really good point too, that he could have just had had his character built up to a lower level. I brought up how like he had to do like one of these, he had to be the greatest at one of these like notoriously hard games. Like he could have been one of the top. He could have had someone build up his account so he's like one of the top Fortnite players in the world. And it would be believable because Fortnite is a game where you could passively sort of play and get really good at really quickly. But no, he had to pick one of the games that like is well known for like, oh, you got to be hardcore into this to do this, because it strokes his ego. He can't just be the best at something. He has to be the best at the hardest or the best at the best of something.
But he doesn't actually have to be. He needs people to think that he is. Like that's enough for him. He doesn't get actual satisfaction from doing it himself, but as long as people think he's that, it's just so. What a sad existence. What a fucking sad little pathetic piece of shit. Disgusting human being.
Guy. He's a deeply unhappy guy. I mean,
it's so
all
insane.
these guys are unhappy. All these guys are so miserable. You have to be. Like I honestly cannot believe how much these people post online. Period. Like not even not even take what they are talking about. They are online and posting is incessantly not like I can't even. They have their own storylines now. I can't even keep up because I have a life actually.
Yeah, I can't.
You have to be a deeply unhappy person to just be them in general. But then to also believe what they believe, you have to be the unhappiest of the unhappy. We're talking about the best of the best. You got to be the unhappiest of the unhappy.
Ian Miles Chong.
Oh God.
Yeah, Elon, if you want to get into a game, you should play Minecraft.
What's wrong with Minecraft?
I'm really feeling
Nothing.
like the DI
You should definitely play
right
Minecraft.
Should we switch to the juice that everyone's here to talk about? Did you
Guys,
wanna
I'm
lead
the
us, Ariana?
DI hire
Wait,
because
this
I
was my
literally
juice. What
have
happened?
nothing to say about
Did you say
dating.
the
You're into
DI?
Path of Exile.
Yes,
too.
I'm the DI hire because I literally just
I
sitting
thought I
here
was
trying
the
to
DEI
look pretty, like
We're all
Well,
DEI
like
hires.
that.
You
The
should
only way
lead
I
with the
can
next
really
story.
Say anything is if I'm talking shit on Asmongold.
You should lead with the next
Okay.
story then.
So, okay, cool. Are we going with the stuff I sent in the chat or?
Wait, hold
Yeah,
on,
we can-
Ariana.
I don't even know what you
I don't
said.
think-
I wasn't reading
I don't think your audio is coming out of your mic.
It is. It is. I just have a shit.
It is. We already went through this without.
We've gone through
Put the
this,
mic
yeah.
closer then. Put the mic closer to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's
That's
a
way better.
huge
There we go.
difference. Yeah.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, the mic has to go by your mouth, not by like all the way.
Yeah, but it's like in my way, you know? It's like right there.
Give
What did
him
you say
shit
in the
back,
chat that I
Ariana.
didn't read?
Huh?
Give him shit back.
I will. It just has to. You just have
She'll
to.
get you
you
back,
just, you
Matt.
know, when Matt Bender
trying to
fucked
make
up,
sure
that's
she
when I
sounded
jumped
good.
in,
I
you know
was-
what
That's
mean?
true.
Like
Your timing is usually impeccable.
Thank you. You got to do something for me to jump in. You know.
Yeah.
I was defending her ability to be heard on the show. I wanted to make people could hear her audio. Gee.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. It's all games. It's okay. So are we going with what I sent in the group chat, or are we just in general?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We could start anywhere, but that is a good jumping off point, especially because of like how viral, that Bill Burr clip went around the internet. What with Theo Vaughn tweeting me and everything. I mean, no big deal, but like, I think it is pretty amazing that Bill Burr went on Jimmy Kimmel and effectively, I thought he was talking about Joe Rogan, but he could have been talking about TYT. He was basically just calling out everyone who's been blaming the LA wildfires on the homeless, which is just the most ridiculous thing. Like the poorest people in society who don't even have a friend's couch to sleep on are the ones you have to be mad at. And then I was like, well, Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan. He's going to Joe Rogan. But then, Ariana shared another clip with us when it turns out that he's not the only one saying that.
Well,
hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, guys.
Well, the interesting part about that is that, so the argument is that the homeless are starting the fires because they start fires when they want to do whatever drug they fancy.
I don't understand how stupid how fucking stupid is that argument? So what? By that logic, smokers are starting the fires because they light cigarettes outside. Like what the fuck is the logic here?
Yeah.
Only meth can start fires, David. It has to be meth fire. It's meth fire.
It's not that they're keeping themselves warm or cooking. It's that they're doing drugs. They're evil.
And that's why the entire world's on fire, because these people exist everywhere. People lighting things outside exist all over the fucking planet. No, specifically, there's an issue with there's a part of the world that is super dry for a very fucking long time, and then high winds pick up. Like it's not what sparked the fire. It's why did it keep spreading so quickly and so fast and for so far. Like that's the problem here. It's not whether it's a power line or arson or whatever. It's why did it spread like it spread. That's the issue. And that issue is climate change. And that issue is like so much bigger than what they're discussing.
It's very much.
I'll bring this clip up.
I just sent it in the private chat, so it should be right there.
Yeah, I mean, what's sad is that people aren't linking these extreme events to climate change when they should. And this is a failure on media, especially progressive media.
Why blame climate change when you can blame the homeless?
And the mayor.
So, look, guys, PG&E has been the cause of most amount of fires that we have tracked. Okay, that doesn't mean they're the only source of fires. And unfortunately, homeless folks who are almost always the fire started by someone who's hooked on drugs. They're starting it for the drugs because you cook some of the drugs. Has that been a major source of fire here in LA over the last half a decade to a decade? Absolutely. Anyone who says that that's not true is just literally indisputably lying to you. And I guess the reason they would lie to you is, we want to protect our unhoused neighbors, so let's cover up the fact that they're starting fires to get high. So, but remember, not all homeless people are the same. That's the minority of homeless people. We're not trying to be, say anything disparaging about homeless people. We're just telling you a reality. And you covering it up doesn't help at all. So, look, guys.
I love that. Oh my God, I can't believe that this was what you guys got me coming into. I didn't even know this was a thing.
It's just
who
so
needs Fox
stupid.
News when you have TYT?
Yeah, I know. Who needs Breitbart? Who needs Newsweek? Who needs Newsmax? It's right there.
He really blamed the people. He said that people are starting. Let me get this straight. I just want to get it straight. So he's saying that the people are starting a fire. The people who are doing drugs are are the ones responsible for starting some of these fires. So we need to look their way because they're on drugs. And this is an actual thing, even though people are going to say it's not. This is true. But there's no numbers, there's no statistics, there's no research.
He didn't present any evidence. And let's assume that it's true. Well, then what would the solution be? It would be to not be more cruel to homeless people. It'd be to get them in homes. But that's so fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, if you are a homeless person and you're doing drugs, I don't blame you. If I were homeless, I would want to do drugs too, because reality itself would be so painful. Like, that is how people cope.
I do drugs in a home. Like
the people who are not homeless, the people who are not homeless are doing drugs. But you see, the difference is the people who, and it's not even about the drugs. See, I want to be clear. It ain't even what Jinx said is absolutely 100% ridiculous. But even if it were about the people doing drugs, the people who are doing drugs are probably super rich, can go to rehab and come back and live their lives or whatever the case may be. So blaming things on the homeless is a ridiculous cop out for what? Well, I don't know where he got this talking point from. I never heard this
I found it.
talking point, but
It's Tucker Carlson. It's
like,
Tucker Carlson.
Stop.
Yeah.
Do you have an actual clip or?
Oh yeah, I can. You can watch
There's
the clip
worse?
if you want, but there's an article in Newsweek that quotes them saying that Tucker Carlson speaks to someone who says that the majority of the LA fires were started by people using crystal meth. He says they were inspired by Satanism, and then they go on to say that people who use meth love fire because it's inspiring to them on meth, and that's what like accounts for it all. The same article, by the way, says there's absolutely no substantiated evidence to prove this. So if you want the whole like, yeah, I'll bring it up for you so you can pull it up.
So the plot thickens. So they're not just.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the plot
go ahead,
thickens.
Ariana.
No, that's
in the
Republican
chat.
final boss. But before you go, I just want to say something really quick. So you guys know I worked at a wildfire safety operations center.
Right.
On 4th of July, I had to work a 16-hour shift up until probably 4 a.m. because everyone was buying illegal fireworks and setting it off, and it was causing all of these brush fires everywhere. I had to log over 300 to 400 fires just that one day. And it's so obvious that they hate the homeless, because if you actually look, like, regular people start fires all the time. You can throw a cigarette out the window. You can get fireworks on 4th of July. It's the worst day, especially in California, because we have so many brush fires, but it's just so obvious that they just fucking hate homeless people. Anyways, go on.
No, I agree with you, Ariana.
Here's the Newsweek piece.
Methodists described as satanic could be starting some of Los Angeles fires on purpose out of pure nihilism, a journalist told Tucker Carlson. January
Out of
15th
pure
episode.
nihilism.
So it's not just that
Everything
they're
burns.
unhoused and doing drugs. They're unhoused and doing drugs and worshiping the devil. I mean,
They have to add
God
that part in because they're all Christian, nationalists.
Oh, they're actual Christians. The good.
Yeah.
Ones.
Michael
They-
Schellenberg is one of the guys who Elon Musk gave the Twitter files to, if you'll recall.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. So it was in good hands, is what you're telling me.
I mean, the important part is if you scroll a little past why it matters, you'll see one very distinct line that directly refutes all of this nonsense, which is that what to know. Right in that second paragraph, it says he then claims half of all fires in LA are started by homeless people. That claim does not appear to be substantiated by any hard evidence. I mean, right there, that line alone should have you suddenly being like, oh shit, well, maybe we shouldn't report on this and push this narrative because it's really going to vilify homeless people at a time when there's lots of angry people in LA looking for someone to blame.
It's crazy
Maybe-
because he's shifting the focus off of even talking about any type of climate change, like climate change
Oh, yeah, of
solutions or whatever. And now he's the stigma against homeless people already, and now he's shifting that focus to the criminalization of homeless people and the fear that people already have. All of that, I don't like it, and not that I don't like it, it matters, but this is just absolutely ridiculous that people are. Yes, it's very dangerous, and people are still focusing on this type of nonsense and watching TYT, knowing that they're rolling this out. It has to be for entertainment at this point, which that's not entertaining. Again, that is something that is hurtful rhetoric. It's dangerous rhetoric, and it's not true, but it does remove us from really, not us, but people who watch them from focusing on finding solutions. They're just doing the same thing that the right is doing, and that's finding someone to blame, if not the mayor of LA, or if not just the homeless people, if not a minority group outside of that. They're going to do it. Satanists, I'm Christian. See, I don't even mess with Satanists, but then they want to go ahead and grab them because why? The right really focuses on being Christian or evangelist or whatever, and making sure that they take away the focus and not putting the blame on what it actually is and not helping us find solutions is terrible. But people will, and it's a shocker, right? But we've learned and seen that people will ride for this. They'll literally walk off the cliff, running behind this type of information, then post it to their social media, which we now know social media ain't really gonna be protected much with that. But that's why they target the minority groups, period, because when they get online, they know that's going to be the first people that they blast out misinformation about on the internet.
Why go after insurance companies? Why go after the fossil
The
fuel
real issues.
corporations? Why go after the elites? Why go after anyone with power? Go after the powerless. Literally, people who sleep on the street because they don't have a house to go into. Like, it's so ridiculous.
When this goes back to like the basics of what they're supposed to do, like they have a massive platform, and you would think instinctively Cenk would feel that, to make such an extraordinary claim would require extraordinary evidence. Like if I said something that I thought like that my audience would feel maybe seems outlandish, I would want to supplement that with evidence, like some data, maybe at least an anecdote or two, even if that's not sufficient. But the fact that he just dropped that, provided no evidence, and just like let it
Mike,
marinate.
The January 14th episode of Tucker Carlson is what he could have cited.
That's true. It's sad. Look, we've been on their asses like stink on shit lately, and you would think that they would see all this criticism. It's very clearly getting to Cenk and Anna because they watch all of our criticisms, which is wild to me. But like you would think that they want to prove us wrong.
They do.
They watch it all. They watch it all.
Wait, how do you guys know?
Really?
Oh, because
I'm so pure.
No, they watch.
Max Lefting over here. Max Lefting.
And then let your criticism go viral. They're going to have a whole segment about it on their show. I don't even see. I said I wasn't gonna bring them. Y'all keep having me bring them. Even Ben got. I'm like Ben. Bro.
Oh, Ben is all in.
Ben is on their ass.
He's jumped
Hang
in.
on.
I want him to stop.
Okay, but
Ben is on their ass.
Before we
He's
talk
not
about
letting
Ben, can we just denounce his racism first?
Oh, that's true. We
against Anna Kasparian for calling
he
her.
called her Anna Asparagus. Can you believe that?
Name. That was an ethnic name, and he referred to it as asparagus. That is true.
Ben, I never thought you'd be racist like that, Ben.
When I saw that, when I seen that, I think it was y'all that dropped it in the chat too. When I seen that she responded saying, how dare you? It's an ethnic name, and I was like, girl, you not fooling nobody drawn on. Your cat eye. Okay. You really please let it go. She really wants to be oppressed so bad. She wants to be oppressed after benefiting from walking in the world as a white woman. She wants to be oppressed so bad. I'm like, girl, let it go. Her argument against Ben, which I said it in the chat. What she really wanted to say, adding that into the conversation in her tweet, she said that you aren't, basically she told Ben that you aren't good enough. You're mad because we picked Rashad Ritchie over you.
No. She tried to pit them against each other, saying that you were jealous
so
of
that was her
another
cover,
black
right?
content
My
creator.
problem is you chose the black man, the other black person on the show. There's other people that had their own shows on your channel, but you chose the black man, which lets us know that this was the better black opportunity. This black was better than you. You see how you're mad because we chose the better black. There are other people on the shows that you can compare to, and that's how they know. I know that
it wasn't true.
They're racist. I don't give a damn what nobody say, and that's why I'm like, that's a dangerous place for a lot of people, because in the beginning I didn't know, to be honest, who they were. Ben introduced me to these people, and so because when I want news about black people, I'm really gonna go look at people who are black who are giving news about black people. But these people were at the forefront.
You don't come to me.
They had a larger platform. They had a larger platform, and so they got to amplify a lot of black news at the time, especially what was happening with police brutality and stuff like that. So with that being said, a lot of people they started growing. A lot of people were excited to get on the channel, and then I found out about them. I'm like, oh, they're cool people, getting to work alongside them for a little bit. It was all good. Having Anna on the show during COVID in the beginning, I'm like, oh, she's so sweet. She's so kind. Oh my God. And then them showing their actual faces, I'm like, oh, I believe that's what they are. I don't even want to mess with that. After the whole thing, I'm like, no. And like it or not, is our show, like it or not, is with Rebecca Azor, so it's my show. But it's on the Benjamin Dixon channel. So her saying things about the show, or us even having our show and things from our show on that on their channel, and them using it, but them not trying to pay. It's real. That's an actuality. I was there. But so all of that stuff, Ben was talking to us about working with them, all the things. We were doing all of it. And then he was like, you know what, Rebecca, it's a no, because this is what they're trying to offer me, but this is what I know is going on. So they're trying to down, and I know my worth, and they want me because I'm great. The same way, and I always want to bring this up, they got Olay and a lot of other people to come on the show because they're good. Because before they were on your show, they were good. You wanted them on there because they had a name. And you guys didn't make these people. What I've seen
they keep doing
times,
that.
yeah, I've seen them say so many times, I'm the one that put you on. No one knew who you were. We would, and that's not true. It's not true.
Like Francesca mentioned how like she had like an MSNBC special before she was on TYT. Like she had all these things, and same with what's his name, the mayor, like he
Mondale.
Yeah, Mondale.
We had a show together too.
Yeah, he had shit going on as well. Like fucking mayor. Like he these people were already existing in the space, doing their own thing. It's not like you made them. Like it's so fucking dishonest, disingenuous, just to like act like, oh, we started all these careers. Like, no, you fucking didn't.
Yeah.
It's clownish.
Well, and Anna's framing of the situation with Ben, like Ben provided the receipts and said like, they offered me a show. Anna's pretending like, he's mad because Ben got rejected in favor of Rashad. But no, they offered Ben a show. He just said no. And this isn't the first time that Cenk has lied. So he was...
Well, they were also uploading his content from Facebook to YouTube and not paying him for the
that's what it was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like, he provided receipts for that.
The contract specifically said that he would get paid if they did that.
Yes,
right.
no,
We need to get Ben on. We're talking about Ben.
That was literally the contract, and they were using at the time our stuff from our show. So they were saying, okay, well, so Ben said, you guys can use our stuff, and we'll start out like this: pay us for each thing that we give, and whatever. I think the one thing that they used for me was some story that, and it probably is still on their TYT channel or whatever. But for me talking about some Karen inside of a store or something like that, and then Ben was like, yeah, we're not doing it no more. So other than that, and he there was a contract. All those things are true, what Ben's saying, and I hate that Ben is having to prove himself, and I don't think he's having to prove himself, but having to clear the room, because I feel like he has so much amazing work. I don't want it to be focusing just on them, but they keep coming after him, and I think that they're trying to pit him against, Rashad Richey, which is a problem because they may be good in the background, but in the space, people may be thinking that they're against each other, and he's not in that space anymore. Like he ain't trying to fight nobody online or whatever, but they're going to keep on poking the bear with Ben, and Ben is on his Jesus tip. Okay. He's past the Ben now. He ain't got time for the stuff, but it seems like he got time for this stuff. And I want him, I feel like,
time.
I want him, I think after this, I'm going to have a conversation with him because I don't think they need, I don't care for them. I think that it's already clear, right, what they're trying to do. And they're going to stand 10 toes down in the fact that they got the better black, which is in fact so terrible for them to keep putting out that type of that talking point. And it's terrible. And I know Ben hates it because he doesn't like the idea of white folks, being over like two black men and having that. He will not stand for it. And
dividing and conquering. It's so fucked up.
Yeah, and he's not. That's what really bothers him, because that's not the case. And having them be like they're the best, like, at some point a lot of black people trusted them. And I said this, and I stand on this too. Any minority creator, black or brown, who goes on to TYT for anything, be careful and be mindful, because even before that, Ben and I were at another place and they tried to pit us against each other, and it was a white place, but we had white bosses in media, and they tried to pit us against each other. And so I always say, it's like when you see people automatically show themselves like that, they're no longer allies, and they try to get y'all to be against each other for their own gain in some way, like you people, please believe them. Like all the creators who want to attach themselves to TYT for a coin, please believe it. Like these people are not for you at all. They're not allies.
No, I want to add to that too. I feel like, especially being someone that's Iranian in this space, there's already this mindset of there's only room for one of us. And it's something that a lot of us struggle with because, like, for me, for example, I'm Middle Eastern. It's kind of like the first time in, I would argue, American history that like this young generation of Middle Eastern people have stood up and built platforms for themselves and been able to speak for themselves the way that they want to. And so there's already this like hanging, devil on your shoulder going like, there's only room for one of you. You have to constantly compete. And then add, bosses with malice intent or ex-employers with malice intent pitting you publicly against each other is just promoting that rhetoric that we already struggle with. But also, I just want to say something else. For anyone that doesn't believe Pastor Ben, and we can clip the Hasan clip here. I'll put it in the private chat. Hasan, I think this is a great segue because Hasan has come out and he has said how Cenk has taken, was supposed to give him money or in some shape or form pay him, and he just didn't. And so if he's going to do that to his own family, what do you think is going to stop him from doing that with Pastor Ben? And also, I feel like Pastor Ben has a lot more to lose to come out and publicly post his contracts and call them out rather than someone like Anna. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is this got me angry because I'm like, if this is my uncle, I'm freaking the fuck out.
Right?
But I started working with my uncle, and look, I think it might be a little Turkish of him to do this, but he definitely took advantage of the fact that I was his nephew in terms of, the pay structure that I worked
So you
under.
definitely needed a union with a relative.
Oh, 100%.
No doubt.
Exactly. They actually did unionize the producers, but that was after I had left. But there was definitely a little bit of issues there as well, and I think that was my third final radicalizing moment. I guess was I had this IP, this intellectual property of the show that I built out of for free that I did because I wanted to do it on the side. It's something I wanted, and I knew they were not gonna. Originally, they were not going to let me do it unless I do it for free, which is, kind of lame.
And this is your uncle's company.
Yeah, it's my uncle's company. So I'm just I want to help. I want to be beneficial, and I also want to do this thing. I'll just do it. I'll just do the extra work for free on the side and maintain this thing so that I can prove that it's good. And so I did that. But it blew up. It got very popular. And instead of giving me additional funds to be here, let's build out the show more, let's give you a writer, because I did this in the supply closet. Basically, I put a green screen up there and I started filming myself. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna take this IP and we're gonna give it to all the other hosts so we can make more of the same type of videos without spending any extra money. And that's when I was like, damn, I have no ownership over this. I have no control over my hours. I have no control over this IP, this thing that I created, right? This thing that I put a lot of thought and effort into, and I did for basically free. I don't control it.
That, to create something yourself, do it on the side, do it not because you're being paid to do it, but because you have the passion to do it, and then have someone else fucking steal it from you. Nothing, as a creative person, nothing is more frustrating than having to deal with shit like that. That is just, I could totally. It's a good thing he went off on his own because he's doing way better than that entire network is, in their entirety. So
and
good for
what
him.
he's saying there. I just gotta say, it validates what Hank Thompson said about the union. For those who don't know, it's Winners and Losers on YouTube. Hank Thompson is a former TYT producer who was part of the effort to form the union, and he goes through painstaking detail about the way that Cenk basically gaslighted everybody, denied the union, tried to bust the union, hired a union-busting law firm. And if you watch the documentary, it is crystal clear that that's what Cenk did. But when he was confronted about it, a caller, we played the clip a couple of weeks ago, a caller said that Cenk was a union buster, confronted him about it, and Cenk denied it. When it's factual, yes, they have a union now, but Cenk fought the union. You're a union buster if you do that. So he has been caught in a lie multiple times. So that's why when Ben says something, I believe Ben over Cenk. Even if Ben didn't bring the receipts, I would believe him, right? Cenk has no fucking credibility anymore because he's been caught lying, and he refuses to ever admit that he's wrong because he has an ego. So it's so sad because clearly, like, I thought that at first when this started to happen during the birthing person bonus hole saga, I was like, okay, I'm not 100% sure that this is a grift. Maybe it's genuine. And then it started to become clear. It's like, okay, they're really like positioning themselves in a certain way. But you go to their YouTube channel, I don't know if this is actually a grift. Like, it seems maybe genuine because they are not benefiting from this.
Oh,
grift.
I don't think it's a grift. It's genuine. It's hurting them. Like they've talked about how or at least Cenk's talked about how they've lost subscribers. Like they've lost money for sure.
Right.
So it's not. If it was a grift, it'd be they would be doing this for money.
You make the money back up with the poly market.
I mean, the poly market, I'm sure, is helping.
Hell yeah.
But I think you get that anyways. Like they're not getting that because of their positions. They just get that because that if you're willing to do any sponsorship, then you'll take shit like that. Like
I was looking at Poly Market Studios today. You can gamble on the LA wildfires. You can gamble on the ceasefire of the genocide of Palestinians. You can put money on that if that's something you ethically want to gamble on, about whether or not more.
Somebody on Twitter said
if ceasefire will be reached.
Someone on Twitter said if you're gambling on wildfires, then it's time to check into an institution. Like get some help for your fucking betting because you got a problem.
Also, I totally forgot that the TYT connection with Poly Market, because I want to say, he was talking before about this whole thing started because of that clip with him talking about baselessly claiming homeless people are partially responsible for the fires. Let me just say this. If there is an option to bet on wildfires, you don't think eventually there's going to be someone who goes out, makes a bet, and then sees through to make sure that bet comes true when we're betting on wildfires?
I never even thought about that.
Like, that should be illegal to do. Yeah, I bet there's going to be a wildfire in such and such at this, this time
you got something there, Matt.
And then he runs out and does it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
people will.
Desperate.
I'm joking, but also I'm joking because it's so friggin' hilarious that it so obviously could be a really true thing that could happen.
Absolutely.
Right. Does Netanyahu have any money tied up in the ceasefire? I mean, on Poly Market? Like, that is, I never thought about that. That's a great point. Wow. That's evil. That's really fucking evil.
People are evil, just like Cenk and Anna. I don't know how people are still making excuses for them.
Think that Netanyahu's placing any Poly Market bets before signing on to that ceasefire agreement? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is... All these things you could bet on Poly Market, there are people out there who can actually rig whatever it is that they're betting on to make it happen so they make money.
Elon Musk has his own section on Poly Market, and based on what he's going to tweet, like that's pretty easily manipulatable if you own a lot of cryptocurrency, as he does. So
wow,
yeah.
I'll tell you this much: you'll know about the official TYT becoming a right-wing show officially when it shows up as something you could bet on Poly Market.
Listen, we should throw this out there, okay? As the leftist mafia, we offer to buy TYT. We are willing to put $1,000 on the table to buy TYT.
Again, it's like
$1,000.
It's definitely worth $1,000.
It's worth $1,000. We could transform it, turn it around, make it progressive again, make it the actual home of progressives. I'd pay $1,000 for TYT, collectively, of course. Something to chew on, Cenk.
I feel bad for people like John, who he's been there for 20 years or something, and he hasn't changed. He's still solid.
He's such a great person.
Oh, he should be the host.
They would never.
J.R. Jackson, Steve.
Yeah, J.R. is fantastic.
The producers behind the scenes are.
They won't give space
people.
to them. They won't give the space.
Right. It is sad because it's like I don't want them to go down. I want them to get better. Like the people that work there are so good. They genuinely believe in this. It's sad. It's genuinely sad, but very clearly they're not going to budge. I think that by now, after seeing all of this criticism, if they were going to be introspective, I think that they would have done so a long time ago. But they're very clearly down this path, and inertia.
It's giving them and no. It sucks because the internet, they'll say they'll cancel you, they'll do all this. Now, canceling equals the more like people will go just to see what these people are saying. And that's a coin for Anna and Jank. They're not, some people are just going to hate watch. That's a coin for Anna and Jank. It's
but the reviews are terrible. Like it's not.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're hate watching.
It's not like it used to be at all. But then they have all these whack ass sponsors, like the one, like I can't believe that they own, like they have to announce that what is it, the Poly such and such, that they're
filming live from Poly Market Studios.
Yeah, like they have to announce that, in the beginning, and you would think they're about to give you some serious news, and then they go on to, well, Ben said, or Leftist Mafia had mentioned us, and I just got this 3, and they have like a whole thing where like this is what they will break down one sentence from somebody who was criticizing them. And that to me is like, y'all still following these folks? They giving y'all nothing?
Right.
Nothing.
Well, what's funny, Rebecca, is that they'll refer to us vaguely or amorphously, like the 13 douchebags online, but then they're like, and Lance from the Serfs. They'll call his ass out by fucking name.
Me and Silly and Billy. They really don't like
you and Silly and Billy. Oh,
yeah,
and since you brought up the Vanguard, they made such a good point. I have to point it out again. So in response to Anna Kasparian saying that Ben Dixon was being racist by saying Anna Asparagus, Zach made such a good point. He's like, dude, the name of their network is the Young Turks. Like that's the group that carried out the Armenian genocide. I didn't even think about that because the name has been in the ether for so long. Like, you don't associate it with that, even though that was the origins, and even though Jenk says, no, it just means rebel. I mean, like, if you're really worried about that, maybe change the fucking name. Like, that is insane. To accuse a black man of being racist because he said Anna Asparagus because his mom was like, who are you talking about, Anna Asparagus? Completely innocent. Like, shut the fuck up. You're the one using identity politics. You went woke, Anna. What the fuck?
I can't imagine she was offended by that. She was just using that, as Rebecca said, as covers to pit Ben against Rashad. That's all that was about.
And Anna is like white. So I know that this is she's white, and this is the moment she's been functioning in whiteness like nobody's business, and this is the moment that a lot of Karens, and I hate to use Karens because I feel like I don't even really use that no more. You just racist, you racist. A lot of people who
Karens. I like that.
They function. You just gonna pull out your card like. So you're being racist. I always say people who, and she says a lot, any white woman who comes to you and says, oh, so you want to use the race card? Those people are like, especially when they're saying it, they're going to try to say something like the minority is being racist towards them. Asparagus doesn't give that, right? It doesn't. But what she's doing to pit the 2 black men on her channel, or that worked with her channel, and one is working there now, and saying that one is better than the other, that's racist.
If it was a known ethnic slur towards Armenians, I certainly would point that out and be like, "Hey, you shouldn't use that." It's still a form of prejudice. It's still like demeaning to use a well-known slur towards Armenians. But it's like I've never heard that before. I think it's just like it's a playground. It's like schoolyard tier. Yeah. Right. It's not even that. It's kind of cringe, to be honest. Like as an insult, but whatever. There
was a time where like. In grade 4, like there was like a kid that called me David Doyle, and like I thought it was funny. I was in grade 4. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, you're offending me. How dare you besmirch my Dutch last name? Like
Harryana, because they used to call me Harryana. So
are you serious? That's fucked up, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm Middle Eastern, so I had hair on my hands and legs, and my mom was very like old school. She's like, you can't shave it, so. The name stuck. I'm just saying, you can find way worse names than.
Oh, there's definitely worse names than asparagus.
I'll take asparagus over Harryana any day.
People can swap a vowel in my name.
For people with ethnic names or people with, I always say this: if you can't say people's last names, mine is only 4 letters, and people still messed it up. And I used to let people just bypass it and just be like, oh yeah, whatever you said, that's what it is. But then I started realizing when I got older, after I went to a very black university, they were like, girl, no, how you say your last name? That's how we're gonna get it right. And how like I'm like, those things are real. Anna wants to, I said she wants to be oppressed so bad. Now, she makes fun of people. She's been calling people out for so long. Now, when it comes back to her front door, and it ain't even about, Ben can care less. I'm telling you, he can care less where she comes from or whatever the case may be. It's about what she's trying to do. He's joking on her like child's play. And it ain't what she's trying to make it. Let's be 100%. It ain't what she's trying to make it. And that's, you know, she's gonna try to die on that hill. She'll probably do 5 more videos about him saying in asparagus, whatever.
If she was like vegetarian, I could maybe see the insult, you know, meaning something.
It's not, he was literally just coming for her because they have come for so many people online, and you know, seeing her earlier videos, I see now like that this has always been her. I believe in people changing, and I'm a wholehearted person for, you know, people going through and seeing their wrongs, repenting, and all the good stuff. I'm a big forgiver, but these people, no, absolutely not. And they've been online again, disrespecting folks. The way that Jank speaks to women that comes on his shows who are minority, it ain't right. It ain't right. Anna gets away with firing off with her Twitter fingers, with her X fingers, right? She gets away with firing off there, saying a lot of things about people. Even that one comment that she made about trans people was a problem, or whatever, how she felt offended, you know, when she, like, we know that was all coming from a place of hate, right? So you don't get, when you're dishing it, don't be mad when it comes back in your face.
Well, and she's guaranteeing that everybody is gonna forever refer to her as Anna Asparagus, the birthing person. Like, you can't dwell on that shit. Although, with that being said, after hearing this conversation, if anybody ever calls me Figa Weirdo, you're racist against Portuguese people. That's what I'm gonna say. This reminds me of, like,
you put that out there. Yeah. I don't think anybody would even think to say weirdo.
People, honestly, it's so crazy the insults that I get. They could switch a vowel on my name and really change it. They could call me Figa Weirdo, but they don't. They just like call me Mikey. Like, that's like the most common one that I see, Mikey the idiot, and I'm like,
Mikey
okay,
the
like,
idiot?
No, just like, you know, they'll say shit like that, like the haters. I'm like, you could literally call me a slur in my name and change it even more than that. Why aren't you doing that? Like, I'm glad that you're not, I guess, but
Mike,
like, you're
what
just
are you
not
talking
creative.
about? Mike, what are you talking about?
People call me the irrational national. Like, oh, that's right through my heart. Never heard that one before.
On that note, David, they'll also go, very humanist. Like, when I did the whole fuck his family and I went through that, so many, if you look at the fucking tweets, so many of them, very humanist. And it's so fucking funny to me.
Oh, I remember there was some dork calling your show the Rational Nationalist and pretending you were right wing. What an asshole.
Oh my God, that jerk.
Okay, that's funny.
I got a super chat I need to bring up because I didn't know this, but from Matt Mercy, TYT ran a promo with Anna Raspberrian cream cheese.
Stop.
So everyone knows. Yeah, apparently that's a moment in TYT history I didn't know about.
Okay, videos are gonna happen.
I vaguely remember that, actually. Yes.
I need to see this.
Yeah, I need to see this if there is a link to it.
Super
This reminds me, speaking of the identity politics angle, I remember when I responded to Anna and was being really respectful about the birthing person thing. That was what she invoked. Like, she said, hey, you're a guy, you could never know what it's like to have like your reproductive, you know, autonomy taken away, which is true. But like, why are you invoking that over the birthing person? Yeah, and it's like, if you want to do oppression Olympics, like, I could join that too. Okay, like, I could join that, but I'm not going to because it's fucking irrelevant, and you're very clearly just trying to like dunk on me.
Mike, you'll never know what it's like to be called asparagus. Okay, so please, you can't identify.
That shit is wild. I want to know what Ben's face looked like when he read that tweet. Like, goddamn.
I used to be called another one. I remember Dole Banana. I got Dole Banana a lot. So I've been called a fruit, not a vegetable, but a fruit. Dole Banana.
So no, in college there was this. Well, before the Becky was like a white girl. My name is Rebecca. So Becky's white girl. That didn't bother me, whatever. But then when I got to college, there's a song by Plies.
I was just gonna ask you about the Plies song.
Like, give me that Becky, and then people would be like, "Give me that Becky." And at first, when I first heard the song, my Christian ears didn't pick up on what he was talking about, and so here go me just walking around, I remember, no, actually, this was a Facebook post. Okay. I was new on Facebook. Facebook let me in. I had a college email, so I got to be on Facebook. And I remember putting, it's still up too. It comes up every year. It's like, my name is so cute. Plies put me in a song. And then when they told me, hey, I don't think you understand. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? My football homeboys was like, you Rebecca, you don't want them to be saying that to you. And I'm like, why? Like, give me that Becky. And then he was like, no, because he's talking about getting head. And I was like, oh, I didn't pick that up. And then all around college for like the whole year, they were saying, oh, give me that Becky. And I would just be so ashamed. I would be so ashamed.
I have a Becky story too, Rebecca, because my friend's mom is named Becky. And I remember when she heard the song for the first time, she looked at me, she's like, oh no, my mom's name is Becky. Oh no.
Oh, absolutely. You see, it's oh man, that was a time. And they wouldn't let it go. But and it was me being so excited. My name is in a song. My name is in a song. It wasn't.
That's so funny.
Yep. So asparagus ain't that. It ain't. Look, we can kiki about it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, asparagus isn't a big
Yeah. We're giving it a pass. We have decided, the council on cancel culture has decided asparagus is not racist. So friends, feel free to use it.
Next case.
yeah. Next on the docket. What else happened this week?
What did you talk about?
Biden listed all the things that he should have done in his final address that he didn't do.
Right.
Joe. Genocide Joe's got to go.
Joe. Okay, I'll play this clip. It's just like
Bernie Sanders. It was
I get presidents do this, but it's just like, why didn't you do these things that you claim that should be done?
Look out for the oligarchs. Look out for the concentration of wealth. It's gonna get you one day. Look out for the military industrial complex. Yeah. I love that, by the way. They're all falling over each other to unban TikTok. And I was like, didn't you sign that law into power? If you didn't want this to happen, don't sign the bill.
We need to get dark money. That's that. We need to get dark money. That's that hidden funding behind too many campaigns.
No, all money. All money.
We need to get it out of our politics. We need to enact an 18-year time limit. Term limit, time and term, for the strongest ethics and the strongest ethics reforms for our Supreme Court. We need to ban members of Congress from trading stock while they're in the Congress. We need to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office. The president's power is not limited.
Yours is right now for a couple more days, bitch.
What the fuck are you? Why didn't you do these things? Why didn't you fight for any of this shit?
If only he was the president.
If only somebody was the president.
I can't. Did you all see his speech about the ceasefire announcement? He comes out and immediately says Hezbollah instead of Hamas. And I'm like, I can't fucking deal with this anymore. I'm so
To me, that's just
over
like, whatever. Biden, okay.
I would feel really bad for him if it wasn't such a monster, but I can't. I'm just like, you deserve to be haunted until the end of your days.
Yeah. Evil person. He should go to prison. I hope that anywhere he goes, and Blinken, they are confronted by hecklers. I hope that the screams of Palestinians that
Blinken's
they extinguished haunt them every single fucking night. Like, they're just they're genuinely evil people.
Yeah.
We can turn to I got a Joe Rogan clip, and this is not the forest fire one. This is a Canadian one.
Oh, this one's ridiculous.
This video Let me bring it up. Let me find this. It's so fucking stupid. He has shit for brains, is what I said on Twitter. I think he has shit for brains. Like literally shit is in his head because this is so fucking dumb. I cannot believe how uninformed this man is.
If you can't express yourself and say, hey, this is fucked up, this is crazy, why am I doing this? Like these studies.
He's speaking about Canada.
If you can't express yourself and say, hey, this is fucked up, this is crazy, why am I doing this? Like these studies show that you're not correct. Like if you can't say all those things, which right now you can't do in Canada, it's not the same. Like their ability to express himself on the internet has been severely limited. It's real weird, man.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm so sorry, David. I didn't know this. You guys,
I don't know what he's talking about.
It's real weird.
We don't have free speech.
You could walk there. If you wanted to, you could walk there. And it's fucked. It's like it's on the same patch of land as us, and it's fucked. It just shows you what can happen here if you don't have the right laws. Because people like that fuckhead, Justin, they pretend
you guys
that
are on first name basis.
Yeah, that cocksucker. They pretend that they're, and I don't talk this way about anybody.
No, I'm really surprised.
I genuinely despise
really
people like that. And I think it's good to say it publicly because people need to understand like what these people are doing. These people are leading you on the road to legitimate communism. Like he's leading that country on a road to legitimate communism. It's very dangerous.
Just
and I think most Canadians are fed up with it.
Oh my!
Wow.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Party up there.
Like
it reminds me of
spell communism.
Did you see all the people who were like so mad about all these like Gen Zers going over to Red Note and they were posting like on Red Note you can't talk about certain topics, and I was like, they're leaving an app that your government is censoring altogether. they're just getting rid of it. Is that not censorship? Like what?
They have no self-awareness.
Yeah.
Let's just finish this clip. I forget where he goes here.
So much control. And he's been forced to resign, so he's got to step down. And
he wasn't, to be clear, he wasn't forced to resign. He chose to resign because polling is not looking good. He's been in power for 9 years. Anyone in power for that long, I mean, there are legitimate issues in terms of cost of living and everything, but like anyone in power that long is not going to have a big support base.
Just hopefully they don't get some new slick talker to con them into the same old bullshit. Hopefully someone comes along that has like real meaningful change.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
What speech? Nothing has changed in terms of speech. There's no difference. Nothing was passed that has limited. Lance, can you think of what he's talking about? Like
we watched that clip I'm in Canada and I watched that clip. I'm okay. I think.
Oh yeah.
Everything's okay.
Well, let's hear both of you say fuck.
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 Oh,
it means seal. Okay.
They're coming. They're gonna arrest you. You don't
it's
have
funny
free
because
speech.
the actual only limitations on me are ones imposed by YouTube, an American company, and what are in their terms of service. Like that's the only limitations imposed on me as a Canadian. It's nothing.
I always forget that you guys are not American.
Right.
But like Joe Rogan said, you can walk there. Like you can walk to Canada. Did you
And it's a
know you
whole
can walk?
different world. You can't do anything here.
It's like taking the train from the 3 train and taking it straight from Brooklyn into the Bronx.
Well, and people like David and Lance would never admit this, but they do have free speech. They call me the F slur behind the scenes all the time when we're not on camera.
I'll just do
randomly. Yeah, David would just text me randomly when I'm making dinner. I'm like, damn, they need to restrict their free speech over there. They got too much free speech.
That's how we get it out privately through text messages to you. It's the only way I can do it.
It just goes
So
to show you
bizarre.
though the potency of right-wing propaganda, because it's very clear that Rogan is like in that echo chamber, and all he's getting now is just right-wing misinformation. And when that's all you consume, like your brain becomes pudding at a certain point where your entire perception of reality is completely skewed. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You're susceptible to propaganda the same way all of us are. So just to see the way that his brain has like devolved ever since COVID in particular. I mean, he was always a dumb fuck. I always hated him. But like since COVID, that was when I think it broke his brain. Whatever common sense remained, it went poof during COVID.
He had there's like one last good episode of his show, and it's when COVID started, and he had on some scientist, I forget his name, but somebody who broke down what was happening, what was going to happen. It was very clear, like it was scientific, it was smart, it was great. And then since then, whoever the fuck he was talking to, it's just completely swung in the full on conspiracy, right wing, absolute insanity, insane bullshit, and he's been on that path and getting worse every year since then.
Damn.
And he's not losing popularity. Like with TYT, them
I think he probably
making
is a
this
little bit.
pivot. You know, they're paying for it. With him, he's still very prominent, right? Like he says something, it'll make headlines. So I wish that there was a response from the audience. I know that his subreddit hates his guts, so they've turned on him. Like the longtime listeners, they don't like this new trajectory that he's been on. But I wish that more people would tune out, because I bet that like a lot of regulars that are apolitical who don't really follow a lot of the news, they're just listening and they gobble up what he's saying. So like there's probably a large number of people that just followed him to the right, which is sad. I wish people would cancel him, like actually cancel him.
His whole Reddit page turned on him, didn't they? Like his whole Reddit page is just like them making fun of him now. Like it used to be like a page that supported him, and now they're just like, yeah, this guy's lost it.
Same like Dave.
Check the chat. That super chatter sent in the raspberry ad. It's only a minute long, so if you want to see,
you found it.
Yay!
Oh, look at that!
I do.
Here,
this is going to be ammunition for Ben.
Yeah, Ben can put it in the next video. Not that he has to, because
I would love to hear Ben talk about this more. I love Ben's videos.
I remember this ad.
I don't.
I want bagels.
Bagels are
There's always these weird cream cheese options. I can never just find the plain. What about salmon? Do I look like a grizzly bear? Here, try this veggie. Where's the plain? Where is it? You're more of a grape drink kind of guy, right? Or try this mouthwash. Wow. Where's the plain? Do you like sexual healing? Where is the plain? Where's the plain? Where's the plain? Where is it? Where's the plane? Dude. Anna Rasparian. No, I want
there it is.
Wow.
No, don't.
Okay,
If nothing that's a Ben is gonna use
my
that.
God.
Ben is gonna use it.
TYT put this out?
Yeah, it's there. I remember they used to have like these interstitials.
That's
it looks like it was made in film school.
It would play during the live show. They'd have during their breaks they'd have random ads.
We had stuff like that too when we had the show in house for Like It or Not years and years ago. We used to have our own little commercials. One me and Ben talk about all the time is cringy, Jesus. But they really took labels and put them on the cream cheese.
I have no issue with the ad. I mean, if anything, it was probably like a creative outlet for these people to kind of just have some fun on the side. Like, this is back when TYT had some fun,
right?
Yeah,
true. And now it's not quite the same.
They had just some casual racism. That's fun, David. Come on, Anna Rasparian.
Yeah. How dare they be smirched?
You know what? It's true. Like she's over here talking about asparagus, and you was letting them play with your last name with some cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we talking
She
about?
gave them the pass to use her name like that. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah. So I feel like we also have to talk about, we kind of touched on it, but the resident Gen Zer should probably give us the breakdown on the TikTok situation.
Oh, I was going to say, please bring
us up to speed. I follow this, but I feel like Ariana has such a better understanding.
Because I have words.
Mike's video was great, by the way. I would also go watch Mike's video.
Thank you. I tried as a boomer zoomer or as a boomer millennial. I don't know why I said I want to be a zoomer.
You are not a boomer
Canadian
millennial. How old are you? You say you're 34.
I'm 37. So I'm up there. Yeah, I'm up there. Rebecca's face when I said that 3-year difference made a huge.
But I'm 34. Okay. So, but you're only 3 years older than me. You're not a boomer. Yeah. You're the other thing before it.
I'm just like an older millennial. I don't know. No, I guess I'm not necessarily older.
No, you're just a millennial.
No, I don't know. I'm not good at that. Well, you a millennial. You can just leave it be.
I aspire to be a Zoomer and a Canadian. I have an identity crisis. It's a whole thing.
Ariana, what's going on with TikTok, baby? What's happening?
Okay, so first of all, go watch Mike's video because I agree. It was a really good breakdown.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So obviously we know that they passed that it passed. It's a bipartisan bill. Both Republicans and Democrats supported it. It passed a while ago. Now the limit is up. They were supposed to either sell or they're going to get banned. TikTok has always vehemently said that they will not sell, and they've always stuck to that. The Supreme Court heard their, arguments, not looking good. The Supreme Court doesn't seem like, I can't remember if they did put out their decision or not, but from the questions that they were asking, people were like, okay, they're definitely leaning towards not allowing this app to be accessible. And then a senator tried to go and put out a bill to extend the ban date so that it's available for longer. And Tom Cotton was actually the senator that was like, no, get that out of my face.
Oh, of course you did that.
Yeah, it was Tom Cotton for sure. So right now, the 19th is the last day of TikTok for Americans. We're not going to be able to access it. Basically, when you try to open the app, it's just going to show you like there's a ban, and then it's just going to redirect you to a website that explains the ban. Now, I have heard rumbles that if you get a VPN, you can probably access it. But I don't know how strict America is going to be in a sense where they're going to put you on a terrorist watch list if you do that. I don't know. So I don't know. Do what you want, but
That would
I'm just saying.
Why would they do that though? No, they won't do that. That's insane.
They put you on a no-fly list, maybe. People have been on for really
no-fly list for being on TikTok.
Something, I don't know.
So is it coming back or not? Because the consensus, I people went online and said, since Biden said he ain't even messing with it. That's not his business.
He said he's not going to enforce it after he signed the bill.
So then I guess leaving it up to Trump to have the fate of it. But I feel like, Trump would love it to say that he saved TikTok for the children.
Oh, for sure.
So I feel like for him, this is a great opportunity. Donald Trump, I feel like he's a great opportunity. He can't wait to get his hands on this type of thing so he can say, look what I did for America. I'm the one that did that for y'all. Yeah. So
no, he's doing the same thing with the ceasefire too. I mean, it's the same 1980 Jimmy Carter, Iran hostage deal where Carter was working on it for so long, and then Reagan just comes in first day and he's like, look at what I did, when it wasn't actually Reagan that did anything. But no, you're right, Rebecca. It's the same exact MO. Trump is like, I'm going to save it. Now, he can't override what SCOTUS says unless he can get Congress and Senate to unanimously pass a new bill. Like, it's going to be very hard to try to bring back TikTok once SCOTUS makes their decision. But he is going to have a majority Senate and House. So never say never, even though a lot of Republicans are against it. He might be able to pull something. I don't know.
So, so outside of the whole like political, aspect of it, I feel like personally, I'm not a TikTok girl, but I know that you are, Ariana. And I know that it will affect people if it does, have a ban on the 19th. And that's just in what? Less than 48 hours? No, that's 48 hours. I'm not good at math. But, so I feel like with that, the whole conversation, the scare, right? The fear that it's put on people online, the discourse is what bothers me, right? It started off with people, saying, hey, this is my coin. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do because this is work for me. Just like everybody else on other spaces, it's the same, right? For people who make it on TikTok, they make their coin on TikTok. So the discourse is what bothers me. And I'll get to the other apps, but the discourse is what bothers me because people are trying to tell people how to feel about it. People are trying to do the how-tos, how to start making your stuff long form for you to get here. And now it's making people going into a frenzy. You need to hurry up and pack up your stuff, and you never know what could happen. You get over to YouTube, and some people aren't built for YouTube. Maybe like it's just like a whole thing right now that I think, and people are downing each other. Some people who got one follower on their stuff are saying how they can't wait for it to go. It's a whole discourse that's driving people bananas. Outside of the discourse, because there are people who and then with the discourse though, it's actually pretty telling. I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna walk it out. But the people who are your favorites, you can tell, especially when it comes to like their content is about serious things or politics or whatever. They are so focused not on They're more focused on, monetization or whatever the case may be. How can I, or followers? How can I go and grow my following on this or on that or what? I think that they have to look beyond that. I don't like that a lot of people are so focused on that when, hey, you already are great. Take your stuff somewhere else. And I'm pretty sure your people who follow you here will follow you somewhere else, whatever. Now, outside of that, it might take some work because everything is going to take some work. But outside of that, it's I guess there's the app Red Note, which I will not be downloading because, baby, I got too many.
That's what I said. Yeah, it's too much.
But Red Note, I think I think it's a Chinese, the Chinese like version of what TikTok would be here.
It's more like Instagram, right?
It's like the Chinese
so it's
version
like
of
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has pictures and stuff. Okay, so but I was seeing that, and I see a lot of discourse around that too. Again, I haven't downloaded it, but I don't know. But I see a lot of discourse around that where people are loving it and saying, "Hey, this is an open space. They're receiving us well." I thought that was good. Okay, good for them. And then I see the other side of it where Americans are going on there and acting a fool on the people's stuff and they ain't doing right on the people's stuff. And that's the problem. Like, y'all can't go into this space where it was protected for people and then y'all go and act a fool. And people are complaining about, oh, it sucks because I got banned off of there in 2 seconds, because it's different. You can't go over there cursing, showing ass and titty, and then being like, it's a free space, but they banned me. So why is it, I think that, be nice. Don't be walking in people's house with dirty shoes on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So a couple of things. One thing I want to highlight. So yeah, I have almost 300,000 followers on TikTok. TikTok is like a pretty substantial part of my income. That's obviously I'm going to lose that. But it's not just,
Hopefully not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully not. I hope that they're going to keep it. So
yeah, we'll see. But it's not just oh, you post your little dancing videos and you make money. It's like, first of all, TikTok pays out creators the most. I get paid out anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month. So they pay substantially more for short form content than any other app. Second of all, there's 7 million American small businesses on TikTok. 7 million that literally they depend on TikTok to sell their products and stuff like that. But also, only 11% of all content creators make a livable wage, meaning 50,000 to 100,000, and only a couple percent of those make 500,000 and up, right? And so when you look at the other 50, like, it's about 30% of content creators that have monetized that can't make a living off of it. Most content creators who make money are literally just trying to put food on their table. It's just a matter of, hey, I just need $500 extra to like carry me to the next month so I can pay my gas and I can cover rent. And so I think a lot of people aren't really grasping that fully. But when it comes to the the Chinese version of Instagram, first of all, listen, I understand America's propaganda against China. Like, we make every country that we don't like a boogeyman, to be completely honest. Like, that's literally what we do. And that's coming from a Middle Eastern woman who had to live through the war on terror propaganda from the Pentagon. So trust me. But there's some things about the Chinese government that just does not really align with American, how we operate here. For example, any of my content creator friends who went on there who even put a rainbow in their bio, not even any mention of being gay, lesbian, queer, whatever, they got shadow banned and they got their profiles nixed off. There's other things that you just cannot speak freely about on Red Note. And so, yeah, it's the Chinese government. If you talk about the Uyghurs, you're banned. If you talk about different things that they don't want you to talk about, you're going to get banned. So there's other things about that I feel like people aren't really grasping either. But also, I feel like it kind of goes down to the conversation we were having about Americans being fucking annoying when they travel or being tourists. So a lot of Americans went into this app and they were like, oh my God, Chinese people, they're actually so cool. They're actually so nice. Like, they're amazing. And then you had a bunch of bigger creators come on and they're like, hey, welcome. We love that you're here. Please don't infantilize us. And, like, we're human. Don't treat us like weird. And like, you're surprised that we're nice. Like, what did you think we were? And so it's just, the whole thing is just such a shit show. That's all I have to say. It's a fucking shit show. And it's just like,
I was
Too
going to say,
much.
if they actually cared about data privacy, they would have passed the Data Privacy Protection Act that applies to all social media. It was very directly targeted at a time when it was pretty apparent that this was the app where a very large amount of younger people, especially, were suddenly becoming quote unquote radicalized towards supporting Palestine. When at the end of the day, I think anyone who's looking at a genocide in 4K, it doesn't really matter what your political leanings are. You're going to be like, oh, that's pretty messed up. It was, I think, one of the primary reasons why it was targeted. And it's also really sad that now that Gaza has effectively been destroyed, it's one of the reasons why that is suddenly a reversal of, okay, well, now is an opportunity for us to look like the hero. Trump could do it by restoring TikTok, or Biden could do it by being like, oh, we were joking all along, we're going to get it unbanned now, don't worry. So we'll see.
I hope they keep it for people who, like, everybody has their space, and a lot of creators are online. I know that people can't wait. I don't really see, it's not my space, right? TikTok. I be on there, got a few videos every now and again. When I want to sing something, I might go over there and sing a little bit. When I want to post something random, I might go over there and do that. But what I go there for is to put, Haitian food recipe, or lemon pepper wings recipe, Black people, because you got to add that at the end. And I know that I'm going to, for the last 5 years, I've been in the kitchen so much, and because of TikTok, when I need to condense, or when I need to find video, I used to go to, or video for my to take for my own content. Like if I'm talking about a news story on Like It or Not, and I need to hurry up and find it quick, cut it, give it to my producer, whatever, I can do that from TikTok, and I can download it, no issue, no stress. And I used to do it on Twitter. I used to have to search for it, but baby, while the person is talking, the person didn't even finish their statement, right, at the press conference, but I can go to TikTok and it's already fully uploaded. Okay. It's fully uploaded, and I can grab that and go. So whatever I need on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, like TikTok has been helpful to me, and it sucks to see what could happen to the people, on there. People dance, people do their thing, they make a coin, right? But the minority creators who are on there, this is an opportunity for them to, to create and make money, from their work. And I feel like people aren't realizing that aspect of it too. So what's up, Ben? Ben, you ain't hear me. We were talking about you earlier. Ben, we was talking about you earlier, and then there's a clip that they played. There's a clip that they played that you have to grab, where the Anna Raspberrian from their show. But anyways, yes. So I think about that. I think about a lot of people who have worked hard for their page. They didn't get it easy on TikTok, and I'm not gonna be a hater to be like, yeah, they need to take away TikTok. For every single damn platform has copy off of Instagram, TikTok in some way, shape, or form. Well, some are harder to get monetized on than others. Some are harder to get followers on than others. Some are hard to just consistently create on, whatever. But TikTok, a lot of people were able to get in there and start creating and making some form of income, or getting their work out there, or people have, like you said, their businesses are on there. People have ads or other people that they're sponsored by from on TikTok or whatever. So it'll be a big thing for a lot of people. I don't like the responses to people on TikTok being that the haters, and I'm talking about the haters. I don't like that their responses to people, to TikTokers, is get a real job.
That was so annoying.
Now you got to figure out, because and we talk about this on an upcoming show with Olay and friends, and it's like I have so many thoughts about that. Like, you can't get a real job. I don't like it, but it does goes to show, like, then I saw people, at first I was with it in the beginning when they were saying TikTok is going away. I'm like, damn, the hysteria. But there were people like, 3 things that you need to do to move to another platform. Like, I'm like, oh, so now you a guru? Because you ain't really like, and now you a guru on telling people where to go. And it's like, you need to go here. Anytime, it was almost as if the world is ending. You need to pack up and go somewhere to a platform that you own, that you can do, and people were really like, okay, underneath the comment section of this person who really just got on TikTok, but was underneath the comment like saying, well, what should I do next? Where should I go? And how should I do this? And it's like the hysteria. People didn't know what to. I don't like that they were I just don't like they were preying on the people on TikTok in their pain. I don't like it. And then there was a cool down period where people were like, well, I'm just going over to Red Note because they're going to start offering us money. Somebody put up an email today, like, Red Note is sending out emails for collabs. Get on it, y'all. And it's just like, it's too much.
Okay.
People are still trying to figure out if TikTok is going away. Like, they're trying to, figure out what to do with that. It doesn't make them less of a creator. Yeah, it doesn't make them less of a. I need people to understand it doesn't make them less of a creator. Because they're on TikTok. I think that's just hateration, as Mary J. Blige said.
Yeah, I can't get any traction on TikTok. Like, it's sad because like just for me personally, like, this year makes 10 years that I've been grinding the fuck away on YouTube all this time. If that was just taken away from me like that, I would be devastated. And that's what the government is doing. They're taking away people's livelihoods. They're taking away Ariana's livelihoods. And like some of these creators, like on my TikTok video, like, these are people that are fucking radicalized because of this. And that was the point of the video. But like, they're not necessarily political, but they are now. Like, one of the guys was a country singer. And he's like, how come we have people dying for healthcare, but they're banning TikTok? Another guy who organized an entire boycott of Meta in response, his name is Bradley Thorian, or Thorian Bradley. Like, he is not political. He got political after the election. And all his videos are just like thirst traps of him like chopping wood. Like, imposing. And he got 10 million followers because of that. And just, it's taken away like that. And now he's radicalized. Like, it's sad because they're just stripping people of their livelihoods for no fucking reason. And it's backfiring tremendously.
And there's guns out there to be banned, right? There's so many things that they can go and ban, but they're choosing not to do it. And TikTok is where they draw the line but Twitter's out there where you can watch full porn videos. Full porn.
Right.
On Twitter. On X, excuse me.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
You get it's absolutely because kids can log on there and just see all the
kids
things.
Can log on to any website though. I don't know.
No, I was gonna say, you know how they're banning porn, or they're making you enter in your driver's license for like Texas if you want to watch porn. Like, you could just go to Twitter.
They ban it in other cities. People are mad about it.
Well, you could just go to Twitter. So
there's a lot of places.
It's a weird.
People are mad about it. I'm like, dang.
I would be fucking pissed.
No, but seriously. But seriously though, like, I just feel like the discourse around it has been very troublesome. I feel like people are looking. I saw somebody have an argument that people need to have paranormal relationships now. It's going to force us. I mean, I don't think that banning TikTok will do that. I do think that we need to start touching grass a little bit, but touching people is not my thing unless my man. Like, it's not. I don't really want to do that.
I will never touch grass, Rebecca. How dare you?
It's like, they were talking about having transferable skills. I do believe that, because I do believe that if we just focus on, just keeping it in this one space, if you're creative, I believe that you have what it takes just to be. But not everybody is trying to be out on the scene, like on a stage. This is some people's place, right? Like on the internet, and they're really good at it. Some people are not. I'm going to say that some people are not, but there are some people who are really good at it. This is their space. Not everybody is going to do television news, right? They're good in this space. And so I don't know. It's a lot of discourse that I've been seeing, and it's driving me nuts because people are going crazy, and they're looking to these people that I think are straying them wrong. But I've also really seen your favorites and how they really give it up. And I'm like, oh, this is how you guys really give it up. So y'all not even really for real radicals or progressives or nothing. Y'all really just here for the coin. Y'all really TYT in it. And that's what I've seen with this possible ban of TikTok. I really don't think I don't think, maybe I'm not feeling like it's really gonna be a full ban. I feel like maybe like Trump will be like, oh, it took it away, but I can bring it back for you. I can get it back. I can do that for
hope
you.
so.
And like I feel like that's gonna be the thing. I don't want to put it in Trump's hand, but he likes clout. He likes to sign paperwork.
It's
and
an
hold the
easy
Bible
win for
upside
him, right?
down.
He could say, "Hey,
Yeah.
Democrats banned it. I brought it back, and Gen Z, you know, give me credit." It's just it's such a fucking, and Nancy Pelosi had to be an imbecile and make a big spectacle about the whole tic-tac-toe. So now everybody associates this ban with Democrats, even though it was bipartisan. It's just it's an unforced error. Like it's an unnecessary way to piss
Trump
off
tried to
an
do it. He
entire
just didn't have
generation.
support in Congress.
I just want to say, like, the issue here is that the American government is just, and I was having a debate with my best friend about this. The American government is just not convincing. Like, you cannot convince me that China is a scary adversary if you have Cory Booker on there doing dances, TikTok dances for campaign money for Kamala Harris. Like, I'm going to be real honest. It's not very convincing when you have, you know, Kamala Harris HQ dancing around with TikTok
White
trends,
House
Joe
is-
Biden, White House,
they're all over.
everyone, top to bottom, they're all on TikTok. So you're telling me that TikTok is somehow a data adversary, even though there's record of Facebook colluding with Russian bots to get Trump elected, but no, TikTok. So here's the thing, like, it's like if you want to convince American people that something's an adversary, you have to be convincing. And they're just not being convincing. And so now you have a much bigger problem because you have hundreds of thousands of people that have signed up for a app that is now owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party. So good luck, babe. But it's just like, it's just the way this whole thing has backfired. I really hope obviously I know they're not going to learn their lesson, because here's the thing. They think this is early 2000s where you can just go on a podium, say, war on terror, have Caroline Maloney wear a burqa in Congress, say that Islam is coming to America to radicalize everyone. And then everyone in majority is on board with two major wars, right? We're not at that point in stage anymore because we have social media and phones to photograph and film everything. We can't, you know, you're saying that Gaza is X, Y, and Z while we're seeing in 4K a genocide happen in front of us. Even though you're trying to murder all the journalists, we're still seeing it. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's not early 2000s where you could just hop on the podium and just say, China's an adversary, we have to ban TikTok. You're not convincing. The same propaganda tactics will not work because of technology and because of social media. So it's turned into like, you know, the snowball effect where the snowball keeps falling down the mountain and the snowball keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's literally what it's turning into. They're either going to learn their lesson and actually try to convince people when they want to tell us that there's an adversary, you know, instead of having Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and everyone and their mom having TikTok accounts and dancing for some campaign money. It just doesn't make sense. Like 2 + 2 = 5. Like, it's not adding up, you know? That's what pisses me off.
Well, they all.
Did we
like,
mention
even
this? I just want to bring
even-
this up quickly.
even- yeah.
Joe Biden won't enforce a ban on the social media. This is from an hour ago. Won't enforce a ban on TikTok.
Thanks, Joe.
So it's up to Trump, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we mentioned like a little bit earlier.
I mean-
like he said that in whatever he was coming out with. Go ahead.
Trump is like openly saying that he changed his mind on TikTok after it helped him win, in his words, win the election. Like,
So it's probably not going to get banned then if they're both not for it after all of this fucking hoopla for, you know, a year.
Of course. I mean, the whole ridiculous thing about all this is like they just wanted, and it wouldn't surprise me based on what we've heard, they were pressured. They felt the pressure from big tech in the U.S. because companies like Meta have made it very clear that they view TikTok as a threat to their bottom line. That they saw this as an opportunity to use the whole, the security implications of having a China-based app so popular in the country, and then of course the added issue with how young people were using it to get news about Israel and Palestine and what was happening in Gaza, what is happening in Gaza, I should say. And I think all those forces came together and basically like, yeah, we'll pass this law, and they'll be forced to sell it. They really thought ByteDance would just sell it. Like, they really thought this would force their hand. They were not expecting to be days away from the ban, and for ByteDance to just be like, guess we're shutting it down on Sunday. Like, this will be, if this happens on Sunday, and it still can, the Biden and the administration can say all they want about not enforcing it. TikTok said that they will take the site down and like display like a prompt explaining why it's not working for U.S. People in the U.S. That's not part of the law. TikTok can still run as normal. The law basically states that app stores like Apple's App Store and Google Play can't have the app download. Like, they can't provide the app as a download. Like, you would still be able to have TikTok on your phone. You just wouldn't be able to get any updates for it if you're an iOS user, because you can't download anything outside of the App Store. But TikTok is calling it a bluff every single step of the way, and now they're running backwards because they don't want. This is gonna be what people remember. Obviously there's plenty to remember about Joe Biden's administration, Joe Biden's legacy as president, but the very last thing, like, this is literally his last day as president. If they go offline, and that is the final day of Joe Biden's presidency, that will be remembered as. That will be the freshest thing that he did on their mind.
In true Democrat fashion, leave with a terrible and horrible bang.
Yep.
Like, what were they thinking? What were they thinking even when they signed this and put the deadline in place? Like, did no one do the math just a few months ahead of time and go, hold on, wait a minute, this is gonna be Joe Biden's last day in office? Did no one fucking put two and two together?
I think they already
they extended it at first because they passed it in April of last year, and then it was supposed to take effect in 6 months, which was right before the fucking election. So it's longer than expected, and it's the last thing on Joe Biden's legacy. And then 2 years later, in 2026, or 1 year later, I should say, because we're now in 2025, that's when more drugs will come down in cost. Trump will take credit for that. Good job, Democrats. Masterful fucking gambit, might I say.
It's literally Reagan all over again.
It's
It's
total
literally
incompetence.
Reagan all over again.
Yeah,
They gave up.
absolutely.
I think especially
They're all supporting the
Utah.
Lake and Riley Act now too. Like, they're done.
Oh,
They're just
that
checking
act is
out.
gonna be a shit show.
Morale is low for Democrats, and they're not even trying, baby. Morale is on the flow, and they're not even trying. And I'm like, everybody looks defeated. Everybody looks defeated. They don't care to put any effort in. And I feel like if you are in leadership position, especially working alongside Satan in a few days, and work, like, y'all gotta bite the bullet. Y'all gotta be out there. Y'all gotta act like, Miss Crockett. Like, y'all gotta be showing up. She's holding down the Dems on her back, baby. Like, she really is. Congresswoman Crockett. And I feel
she voted president on the TikTok ban. She voted president. Like, what? You're young. What are you doing?
You see, it's funny. You call it TikTok. You see, it's hitting you too. Now I feel
I call it
TikTok for a second, but you got it
right. Nancy Pelosi got in my head. Oh my god. Oh no.
That always, for some reason, it's the Nancy Pelosi effect, Mike, because whenever she comes up, the words start mixing up.
You're right. She's giving me brain damage.
It's true.
Oh my
god. What do you guys think is gonna happen on Inauguration? Because I ain't watching. I'm really not. I think
I'll make a prediction. I'll make a prediction right here. Okay, hear me now. Quote me later.
January 6th.
I think.
Really?
Don't say anything that's gonna get us. Don't say anything that's gonna get us banned from YouTube and Twitch, please.
I was gonna say it's just gonna be an inauguration. It's gonna be very painful by numbers.
I'm not. I understand.
If I'm being honest.
No, so this is my prediction. Okay, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of TikTok. I can't remember his name. Mark Zuckerberg. They're all gonna be there. It's gonna be like oligarchy in the open. That's my prediction. Oh wait, it's already announced that that's gonna happen. Never mind, it's not a prediction.
Where's JD Vance?
I think he's not gonna go.
Where is he?
Maybe that's because his wife gets bullied too much for being Indian.
Maybe.
Where is he? He's literally going to be the vice president.
I mean, it's better
Where
that he's not
Photo.
around. I'm not complaining.
like nobody's asking where this man that done caused a huge ruckus amongst Haitians. Like, I want to know where he at, baby. But where is he? Because Elon Musk, I've been seeing Elon Musk. It's been Elon and Donald Trump. You know, you would have thought Elon ran as vice president.
Right.
Wait, okay, can we just talk about how Vivek Ramaswamy went silent after the whole H-1B fiasco?
That-
Because I haven't seen his ass either.
They
He's
going missing,
disappeared.
baby. I feel like because they know Donald Trump does this thing, and I said this. He's gonna still do it. We're gonna see him start swapping out folks. Is this gonna be his? Now I don't know about the vice president, but he's gonna be swapping out people. The people that he's putting on in his cabinets and all around him. We're gonna see those people get swapped out the same way we saw in his first term. And I know he don't give a damn, but I feel like right now JD Vance, where is he? He's supposed. Now, these are people that's running the country. This is how much of a mess I know it's going to be. Like he probably didn't even invite JD Vance to nothing for whatever reason. Like you said, it could be because of his wife, or whatever the case may be. But JD Vance ain't been around. I even seen him go dark on social media for a second and then started posting again. And I'm like, this is supposed to be somebody that's going to be running our country. And you can tell Donald Trump is probably not really talking to him. And here's my suspicion. Like Elon Musk is like, nah, wherever I'm going to be at, JD can't be there. Because, when I walk into the room, I feel like I need to be that man, and JD can't be around you. And I feel like, Elon wants to feel so high and mighty. So being around Trump gives him some kind of power. How he did Twitter, he feels like he can do in America. And he wants to be president, high key, very, very, very high key. Like Mariah Carey. And I don't understand how we got to a place where they voted for somebody and nobody is asking about where this man is. Like, they're not. And these are going to be people that are going to be running the country in just a few days.
Mm-hmm. Did you all see
it's gonna be a
the
mess.
official presidential portraits?
Oh my God,
they're so funny.
Are they?
They're so
not
dark. Like,
so
not in
ominous?
color, but the spirit of it. It's just, it's dark.
Are they normally
Yeah.
so serious, or like I forget?
No,
You remember,
and they usually don't shine a flashlight under their chins like they're telling a spooky story.
Like a ghost
what the
story.
fuck is that lighting? Yeah.
Barack Obama's was nice and floral. Remember that? It was nice. It was, it was fun.
I mean, even Biden was smiling in his.
Mhm.
Trump's first one was just normal. He was just smiling.
Yeah.
These
His
are the.
one
I
looks-
think
it's
it's.
like a mirror of his mugshot.
Are these
Yeah.
supposed to be the presidential photos or like the inauguration photo? I think it's like. Aren't they different? Are they
I
different
thought they were the
photos?
official presidential photos.
I thought it
Yeah,
was.
grab
The,
them so we can
I saw.
show the
I saw
audience.
it listed as the inauguration photo.
Oh,
so
let
maybe
me
it's
take a
different than
look.
the actual portrait.
Somebody said it's like going to be a good preview of the next 4 years it represents.
I haven't seen JD's photo. I haven't seen JD Vance photos. They said look up his photos.
Oh, it
his
is the
pictures.
inaugural one. Okay.
Let me see.
Let me bring it in just so you all know what we're talking about here, in case you haven't seen it yet. Oops.
Here, I'll bring in JD Vance.
Okay.
Okay, I got Trump. Perfect.
Because I ain't seen JD's.
Here's Trump. Like, look at the lighting. It's so
Wait, this is
weird.
not black and
eyebrow
white.
is
I seen it
really-
black and white, so it's not black and white. The internet be lying.
It was at first black and white, but like, look at his fucked up eye. Like, what's going on here?
That's giving his whatever eye he used to give on his show. What was that? What was that? The Apprentice.
Yeah,
He's not that man. He thinks that he's that. He thinks he's young, and he was old then, but he thinks he has that kind of look. And baby,
His
you
skin is
just
so
you're
leathery and
deteriorating,
dry.
beloved. All that money. See, money can't do nothing for it. Just. I mean, money can do a lot, but it won't clear the hate. The hate will make you ugly.
Ugh.
Here's
Okay.
here's JD Vance.
Bye.
No, that's
Literally
an edit.
bye.
That's an edit. Y'all play too
What are you
much.
talking about? No, that's his face.
That's not
He's
his
serving.
Okay, I guess Timu DNA tested this one. I don't know. I saw a
Nice.
bunch of them clowning on. Like, let me find some other one.
There's got to be a couch in the background that somebody photoshops.
Okay, there's there we go.
Oh, not the
Looking
chipmunk
good.
cheeks. People
I
play.
love it.
One time someone said that he looks like a Care Bear, and I just can never unsee it. Like
Care
a
Bears are
racist Care
cute.
Bear.
And he
Oh, that's accurate.
He looks like a racist Care Bear, and I just cannot unsee
I don't
it.
want people to change Care Bears.
I
for
think
me.
I think this is the real one, though. It still looks like it's.
He's
it
creepy
still looks
looking.
weird.
Photoshop.
It still looks weird to
You're
me.
sure this is the real one? He
It looks like his eyes were flipped vertically.
I can't trust nobody but Lance with those type of eyes. Like those eyes are super like
holy shit.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
Like no.
It looks almost AI.
One good one.
Yeah.
Is this the real
Lance
one?
is
Let me
the
look
only
at this.
beady-eyed freak I
I think it's the
trust.
real one.
No, they're beautiful. I just don't on white people. It's like they putting a curse on you, and it's scary. I don't know. It's scary, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the real one. I'm looking at
It is?
just I had to look it up to make sure.
No, that's
it's the
He
real one.
definitely photoshopped his eyes because
Yeah.
they don't look like that.
It's just it's airbrushed or something. It looks weird.
I mean, you
It's
know, they
giving
gotta do a little
Beelzebub.
No, I ain't. I'm not. Mm-mm.
It looks like someone did the weird Mr. Beast thumbnail filter on the presidential photos.
It just
like
needs
the two
a
real
crying
ones.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly his stance too.
Yeah.
Just gotta have a crying baby
It's
somewhere.
so cursed.
Somebody should Photoshop him over Mr. Beast in one of the thumbnails just to see what that looks like. It would fit in perfectly.
I gave away 3 Teslas.
He
what do you
looks
say?
like a
Super
pyramid
chats?
schemer. You know,
Definitely
the
super
people that
chats.
sell knives
Yeah.
and shit, or like the
Yeah.
energy drink pyramid schemes.
Somebody
Borax.
asked, how do I feel about Michelle Obama not pulling up to the inauguration? I'm all right with it. Let me tell you something. When you know, like, I'm not coming. That's the best thing. Like, who all gonna be there? Oh, yeah, bet I ain't coming. I'm not pulling up to support any of this mess. She doesn't have to. She was the FLOTUS, right, for us. She won the president, okay? She was the first lady. She won the president. Her husband gonna handle it. He gonna do what he need to do. He gonna go, whatever. But she's not going, and I'm very happy about that because she said how she feels about Donald Trump becoming president, and she's not forced to have to go. So that's fine.
I disagree.
Also,
I
really?
actually think that she should be forced to go. Fuck her. She's friends with George W. Bush. He's like objectively worse than Donald Trump. He killed
Who?
1 million Iraqis.
I know you're not talking about Michelle Obama.
Michelle, she's really good friends with George W. Bush.
Mute Mike's
I
mic.
mean, yeah,
Mute
that
Mike's
I swear,
mic.
I'll prove it. I'll
Mike's
prove it.
microphone right
It's
now.
true, though. That is true.
No, that is
no
true,
Michelle
though.
Super chats.
Disrespect. You went a little too hard. Now you can have your feelings about her being friends with that man, and I do too, right? But you acting like her name is Hillary, right?
I'll show
Hillary Clinton, and it ain't. Now
I've got receipts.
now they are friends. I believe that Michelle Obama and she had a love for him, but she's not going, and I'm all right with she's not going to the.
I rest
We
my
can do that.
case.
No.
That was beautiful.
no.
That was a beautiful moment. I don't like that man.
Rebecca, how
No,
dare you?
that's-
I don't like that man.
Bro,
I don't
if
like
you
He
that.
murdered
substitute-
so many Middle Eastern people. What do you mean that was a
Substitute
beautiful
George
moment?
W. Bush with Hitler. He's like
No.
1/5 Hitler, basically.
Yeah, he's
Maybe
not a good
2/5.
person. He's not a good person at all. He's not a good person at all. She showed up, showed face in these events, but she's not showing up to this one, and I'm all right with it. Also, Kamala Harris not inviting JD Vance to her house. That's all right with me too. Like, you not coming into why would I bring these evil spirits into my house? I'm not doing it. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with it.
I don't think it's a big deal they're not going or doing
Yeah,
those things.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know
Donald
how
Trump-
anyone would care.
Donald Trump set
not
the,
going.
Donald
would be
Trump
a
set the
thing.
new precedent when he didn't even welcome Biden to the White House. He didn't show up for any of this shit in 2020.
That's
Like the
true.
idea
Yeah, but he
that
won the
anyone's
election.
making a
That's
big-
why.
He did.
The reason that
Now
the
we can
idea that
admit it.
anyone's bringing up this shit is ridiculous. Honestly, I mean, if you ask me, it's ridiculous that any of the Democrats, Biden, Obama, any of them are even going to begin with. Like they should.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Obama talking to Trump at Carter's funeral. Listen, like I'm not with that because it's like people lose friendships over that shit, and you're sitting here like smiling and talking. I don't know. I really didn't fuck with it, but that's just me.
No, I didn't like it either. To be honest, I didn't like it either. But you know, black folks, this is what they do. Everybody was in the. You know what? He's just being a stand-up guy. I ain't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't.
Who sat them together? Like, why not? Like,
right?
You know what I mean?
That's a
Did he
good
choose to sit
question.
there? Or is that?
Well, I think they purposely sat Trump there because they ended up cutting him out of every photo. Like his spot was kind of out of the center.
Kamala was
so
posting
they
those
chopped him off.
Well, Obama didn't have to be there, like right beside him.
Yeah, I know,
No.
I know. I'm just saying.
Why did any of them go to Jimmy Carter's funeral in the first place?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Sorry, I
The
mean,
presidents have
I
to
wouldn't
go
want to
to the
go.
Well, they. I mean, I think that's like back in the day. That probably was a thing where they honored that former
They all
presidents
go, yeah.
come and you guys come. You know, that's the conservative way to do it. That's you make sure you show up respectfully as presidents. You know, that was a thing. But the fact that we got to see it in real time and seeing, and I feel like maybe Obama was being respectful. I can't imagine me being somewhere with people I don't care about. If they talk to me, I'll talk back to them. I'll keep unless you really did something bad to me. And this reminds me that it's just politics, right? People after the cameras is off, they probably all drinking together. I don't know, but that just puts that in my head. When I saw that, I was like, dang. But again, the discourse around that was crazy too. And people, Obama loves Trump. You see that that he really sees great in him. He knows he's gonna be a great leader. I'm like, y'all got that from this moment right here. Y'all got that from this
Also,
moment.
why would they argue that when they hate Obama?
It's crazy. But somebody mentioned, I don't want to forget it. Charlie said, for the picture of JD Vance, oh, you know what it is? He's not wearing his guy liner. Like his eyeliner, because I feel like that's probably what it is. Like we're not getting that.
Maybe they
defined.
photoshopped his eyelashes out or something because it's not. I don't think he wears it. I don't think he has guy
We
liner.
do see
but
his
he just has
lashes
thick,
or something.
Yeah, he has
in
like
there.
thick lashes or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think
does
they
look good. You're
photoshopped
right.
these pictures though, because Joe Biden looks really airbrushed in his, and I was like, he definitely doesn't look like that in real life.
Well, he's got the whole.
You mean Joe Biden doesn't have a smooth skin at the age of 95?
He's not 95. Look,
I know
Damn
he's 80
near.
something. It's the same thing.
Look, he's 80 something. That's the same thing. Wow,
it's the same thing. The only thing I thought of, I mean, I saw people posting this too, because obviously a lot of people thought of it. It's not unique, but like when that photo of Obama and Trump, the video of Biden and Trump chatting it up. All these guys. It's the famous George Carlin quote. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. These guys all a part of the same little, upper echelon of, us plebes. They don't. We can't. They could easily put stuff behind them. They talk trash to each other, but at the end of the day, they're fine. They're rich. They're in power. Doesn't matter who. I mean, that's why they don't. That's why That's why people ask, why don't the Democrats fight, or why? Because they don't care.
Right now,
they don't hurt from this shit. They don't hurt from any of this shit.
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't. They do not hurt from it. Somebody said they seated them by the presidents. They seat the presidents at these in the order of their year of presidency. But
I see.
I feel like
I would just make an excuse and not go. I don't want to be around these other fucking presidents.
Me
and
neither.
have this-
Because if Trump
I don't want to go to a
anybody
funeral
can
regard.
do
I don't
it.
care who dies. I don't want to go to a funeral. Fuck funeral.
Right,
I hate
right.
going to funerals.
Right.
They're so awkward and just like my
doesn't
worst
help me
nightmare.
grieve.
My worst nightmare is like an audience of millions of people zooming in on my social interactions at a funeral. Like that, nothing is more frightening
Right.
to me than
And
that.
I'm the type to fall out. I'm Haitian. We go and put ourselves in the casket. Like it's dramatic. Okay. So no, yeah, that's I
When it's
hate
just it's
but-
that, and then you always see people you don't like, and then for this event, you're going with
Oh,
other
there be
presidents.
fights.
You're going to be on cameras. Like, God, maybe
And-
I'm just like overly introverted all of a sudden. I never used to be
But they
this
were
way. But
having
like
a
the
good
thought
old
is,
time. No, it wasn't only the interaction though. I posted this on YouTube Shorts, whatever. It wasn't only the interaction between Donald Trump and former President Obama. It was when Kamala Harris walks in, right? When the VP walked in with her husband, she's looking around, they looking at her. Hillary and Bill sitting there, and they just like sitting. And then you got George Bush and his wife. It was just like it was tension in the air. And so when Kamala Harris came in, everybody looking like, and I felt like they was like, look, she came in, we should do that. And then it was when she looked back, I felt like to greet President, he ain't president no more, Obama. And then she got locked eyes with Donald Trump. And she was like, hell no. Nah. She turned back around. And I just felt like she was like, I'm like, how long is this going to be? I want to go home. It was just cringy all around. But I have to remember that they are real. And they're real people. Like Kamala is still probably feeling the loss, which was not too long ago. And having to come into this room and still like, it's just a whole thing. I don't think she wanted to be there. And then you got Barack Obama with Donald Trump, and they kikiing at a whole funeral. Where's the respect? Where's the respect? Melania,
that's a good point.
She's on the other side. She's on the other side, and she's just like, why is this man talking to me? This man being her husband, and when she's not responding to him, he turns over to Obama like, yeah, what's up? You know, hey, they don't like me, but you a good guy, man. But that's how I felt like it was. It was just no order. It was no order or no respect. And I was like, oh my God, imagine what this next 4 years is going to be. I mean, it started out crazy. It already started out this whole year. We only 2 days in, and it's been a lot happening. It's been a lot happening. They're blaming the right has done a ridiculous job. I mean, we talked about that earlier, and blaming the fires on everything but like climate change. And Donald Trump, there was a video that came up when they asked him, this is a video from a while back, they asked him about climate change and the fires in LA, and he's like, when I become president, we're gonna figure out ways, to fix that. They were asking how, and he was just like, it'll be cooler by then. Like, we're just, it's nothing. He's like, is climate change an issue? No, it's not. It'll be cooler by then. And then here we are, and it's like, what was said, and you're gonna be the president, and if this were to happen again under your people, it's just I don't know.
All right, I think it's time for
unfortunately, my dog's really sick right now, so I got to do my super chats and bounce. I only have a couple quick ones. You guys, I'll just read them out fast, and then I'll rate it.
Hope your dog's okay.
Yeah,
he's doing better now. He was vomiting for 3 days in a row before I took him to the doctor. But all the X-rays and everything turned out positive, except my bank account. That's the only shitty thing. There's no public dog care here in Vancouver. Adam Ilioff, thank you for the $5. Lance, in regards to asparagus as a slur, it's been used by the French in the past as a slur against tall people. I didn't know that. Thank you for the information. The Queen Matriarch, thank you so much for the very generous $20. No matter what, the trans gaytriarchy will prevail. Here's some money for the commie raids. And Jon Stewart for president. And if he was running, I'm pretty sure everyone would get behind him. Tokyo Hans, thank you so much for needing to get Bill Burr on the show. When I became more famous, the anti-corporatist, we seriously need to spread the rumor that a bolt fell off the Trump Force One and struck the spark off a rock and started the fire. We can do that. Zeet Ways, thank you so much for the £5.99 and the sticker. Prairie Fire, you're not American yet. Soon you will be free. I appreciate that. Bay Photo, I think what's most infuriating is the State Department is going to be allowed to use TikTok for American propaganda. I don't know what that means. I didn't.
Yeah.
They
Kyle
said
actually
that they
did a
were
video
still
about
going to
that.
use it.
Oh,
right.
No, Americans can't. Yeah.
To spread American interests.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know that.
I mean,
and the Matty
that's
Mercy
really
social.
bad. That's a really bad like propaganda strategy, though. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
we're gonna ban everyone from the country from using TikTok, and then we're
But
gonna
we can.
have Americans on there saying how great America is and how bad their country is. Wouldn't people put two and two together and be like, oh, if you're an American still on TikTok, you're part of the State Department, obviously.
And they can apparently steal your information. It's really dangerous to be on there. So that kind of eliminates that whole argument. Like,
They're genius,
The Matt Mercy, thank you for the Anna Raspberrian links and letting us all know about that. Andrew S, thanks for being a member. I think I did Bay Photo already. And then finally on Justin Freakin, thank you for the raid. Everyone check out twitch.tv/Justin Freakin. Tigwit, Carl Sagan on Acid, Stella Regions, and James from the Internet. Thank you for subscribing. And I love you all, friends. But sorry, I
Love
gotta
you, mean it.
read and bounce.
Keep us updated on Chico.
Bye.
I will for sure.
all right. I only got a handful. Can I go quickly? Because I got to get off. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. So I got 6. Lawn gnomes. I may not be able to put them on screen because I got to be searching a lot here. But here we go. Lawn gnomes. Hey, look, the DD account is monetized now. That's right. I'm on the David Dole account streaming today. More gaming streams unlocked, possibly. Thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2? I think it looks interesting. I want to see more. I mean, it's just an upgrade so far in terms of like.
We really got to
hardware.
do a Fortnite stream. Like,
can we play a better game?
Fortnite is the perfect game to play.
Mario Kart on Switch 2.
I like Rocket Racing.
Mario Kart.
I like Rocket Racing in Fortnite. The Rocket Racing game is fun.
We do the Rocket Racing then. I'm just throwing out games that we all have access to, both the platform and the game, because it's free.
We should do
and
something because that, and I'm down for games just generally. Where's the next one? Lawn gnomes. Oh, lawn gnomes again. Oh, wait, how do I get rid of this one?
Is Marvel Rivals any good? I just downloaded that.
I heard it's amazing.
I enjoy it actually. Yeah. It's a straight up like Overwatch clone, but it's good for what it is. Okay, I can't find the next one, but Lawn Gnome says, don't care that Elon is a fake gamer, but I hope someone tries to use the account logs to show he doesn't dedicate enough time to pick a company, preferably Tesla, and boot him out of leadership. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Kowalski says, you remind me of the Rational National. He's okay. Oh, thank you. Rolando says, what are your thoughts on the Switch 2 reveal? Oh, again, looks good. I want to see the games, but that gotta wait till April. JCast says,
it looks good. It looks exactly like the first Switch.
Well, in terms of
it just has
the
giant 2 on it.
The thing is, like, so much of it was already leaked. Like the video was not even much of any, like, in terms of like new information.
Gameplay except a random Mario Kart that honestly looks exactly like how Mario Kart.
It looks like it might be open world, which is interesting if that's the direction they go. Like
or 24
but
players.
That's a game. That's a game difference. It's not like showing off what the system can do.
But if you take a Joy-Con
but that's what
and you flip it on
not
the
gonna be a big
side,
difference.
you can use it as a mouse. It looks like if you want.
Yeah. They have that. It looks like they have that too. But in terms of like Nintendo's not about power. So like I'm not waiting to see, oh my god, amazing. Like it's going to be as powerful as like potentially a PS4 Pro. Like it's not going to blow you away that way. It's more going to be about like the interface and just Nintendo games.
They should have called it Switch U.
Oh my god,
that would have been a success.
That was the biggest. That's like the one Nintendo console I've never owned, which is weird.
I was at the midnight release for that one. I left work early.
Yeah,
you had a Virtual Boy?
I'm one of those people.
Oh yeah, Virtual Boy never had either, but that's pretty much.
Looks like I'm the true gamer. I had all.
You had a Virtual Boy? You still have it?
Oh, maybe packed away somewhere. God, I don't no idea. But I did have a Virtual Boy. I had the tennis game. I had the Mario tennis game. I had the Water World game.
There was a Water World game?
There was a Water World Virtual Boy game, yeah.
Wow.
JCast, $5 says, when Canada becomes the 51st U.S. state, will they at least keep the maple leaf over the star on the flag? Not gonna happen, buddy. And Law Gnome says, pretty sure there's a loophole in the TikTok ban that lets government officials use it. We just discussed that. So only government data is going to get scooped. Yeah, pretty crazy. All right. Thank you all for your generosity in the super chats. And thank you all for the chats. And I will, or the chat today, this fun conversation today.
Yeah. Love you, mean it. Have a good night.
Take care, David.
See you all.
Yeah. So nobody gave not one super chat. Y'all don't love me. So, but I'm out of here. I really but somebody did give on Cash App. Let me call them out. Let me see. Make sure. Omega Star. Thank you, Charlie. You said that you got me this weekend. Omega, thank you. Said good to see you, lovely lady. Good to see y'all. I stayed a little longer than I usually do. All right.
I love
I'm
it,
out of
Rebecca.
Here, right? You see, I gave y'all a little bit. I'm trying to do right in 2025.
Now we're gonna expect this every time, Rebecca.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
5 minutes extra. But no, I wanted to say Happy New Year. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to say that to you guys. Happy New Year to you guys. And I hope that this year brings a great year for us with like it or not. Well, like it or not. But with the Leftist Mafia. So I just wanted to give you guys good vibes before I get out of here. I will see you guys on next Thursday. Love you, mean it. Bye.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna read mine too really quick and dip if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Also, someone said Ariana heard Vijay Games and peaced out. I had to pee. Okay, like please, what a girl.
I know.
What a
I went
girl.
like 5 times during the stream, so let's not over police the women, okay?
Right. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna go from first to last. Ariana, what a welcome addition. Oh, thank you, Ariana. What a welcome addition to the awesome podcast. Keep it up. Good work. Love from Canada. Hello. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to have you in here more. Crystal, thank you so much for the $1.50. I really appreciate it. Crystal, also hope they can stop TikTok ban. So many independent writers depend on TikTok, which is known as book talk. And without TikTok, people are worried for the future. I totally agree. Since TikTok is getting banned, I did start a Substack. It's www.arianajasmine.com. So if you guys want to subscribe to that, please do so. It's free, but you can opt for a $5 monthly subscription if you want.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. I don't have access to the all chat thing that you guys do, but if one of you guys could just put that in there, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
You said it's just your name.
I'm honestly thinking, like, based on everything that's coming out, that things will be fine. But you know, anything could happen still.
I don't trust them, so
I don't blame you.
I don't trust them, so make sure you find me on Substack. I do put out articles regularly, and they're very in-depth, and I've gotten a lot of really great feedback so far, so you're not subbing for nothing, I promise. Andrew S. for the DEI hire. Thank you so much. $5. I really appreciate it. GWick, $5. I'm not a gamer either. Welcome to the Leftist Mafia. Thank you so much. Welcome to the chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Andrew S. One of our wildfires was a result of a gender reveal. That is so true. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. $5. Thank you so much. Kowalski, $2. My YouTube name seems insensitive given the current events. It's okay. We still love you. Thank you so much for the $2. Bay Photo, $10. Thank you so much for the $10. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I hate when people sprinkle a tidbit of truth into their lies. What Chink said about PG&E is true, but not what he said about homeless people. It distorts real from what's not. I agree, but I do think part of what he's saying is also not true because post 2019, they built out their wildfire safety operations center, which was the department that I worked at PG&E, and we were so good about monitoring, reporting. We had our own private firefighter crews that would go out and spray retardant on all of our poles, and we would have them, monitor, and we would have them also stay there so that they could like fight the fires when it came near our. And then we also started doing a lot of controlled electric shutdowns where like we would shut down different grids in different areas that were very where the weather was showing that it was very high risk for wildfires. So I do think they started doing a lot of work. I think it's very easy to just pinpoint it on PG&E. I do think it's a greater issue of ecological, a lot of invasive trees like the eucalyptus and or, climate change, and also PG&E. For those of you asking, PG&E is half public and half private. So it's kind of a little bit of both. Anyways, sorry, that was my long explanation. Terry Lightning, $5. Thank you so much. Question for you in the panel. What are your thoughts on the Working Families Party? I want to be sure they're a party I should invest time and money in. I like them. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like them. We have one in Oregon. They have one in New York.
Say that one more time. I missed what you said.
Working Families Party? What do you think?
Oh yeah, the Working Families Party is great. I've always vote on the the question's right on the screen. I wasn't looking at the StreamYard. The Working Families Party, I vote on the Working Families Party line all the time. When I'm voting in primaries or wherever the Working Families Party is on the ballot, that's where I vote. In New York, you're able to do that, and your vote counts for the same candidate, no matter what party line they're on. Like if a Democrat's on both the Democratic Party line and the Working Families Party line, you can vote for them on the Working Families Party line, and at the end, the votes all get tallied together. Doesn't matter what party line that person you voted for. So it's a good way to vote for the candidate you want, and then also support the Working Families Party, making sure they have ballot access. Sometimes Democrat isn't endorsed by Working Families Party, and they're not on the Working Families Party line, and then I don't vote for them most of the time.
Okay. So yes, we all support them. Parker, thank you so much for $5. This is the final Leftist Mafia before Orange Man is inaugurated. Oh, I didn't think about it like that. Everyone enjoy the final 86 hours. If you can't also carry Underwood, it's shameful. Yeah, Carrie Underwood was a surprise for me, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting all that from her, but you know,
this isn't this like obviously, you know, anyone who supports him or is doing anything like this to curry favor with him is ridiculous and should be, you know, you should not like them. But also, I don't feel any like, oh, hold on to the days before Trump, because this administration sucked ass too. You know, it's not like we're losing even like an Obama-like figure. We're losing Joe Biden and his shitty-ass administration that dropped the ball and might have set back any sort of, you know, progress in this country for a generation.
Oh, generation is putting it nicely. I mean, also, to put it quickly, Joe Biden ran on very, very, very progressive platform. He ran on student loan debt.
For a Democrat. We should make it
for a
clear.
Democrat. No, obviously, but he ran a very progressive campaign, and that's why he won, because everyone was sick and tired of Trump, also COVID, whatever, blah, blah. But, you know, the fact that he just kind of turned around and ended up being one of probably the most underwhelming and worst presidents we've had in modern day history, like in the Democratic realm. Yeah, that was sad. Okay, $2 for Yodar. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. GWIC, they'll ban TikTok and put a bunch of small creators out of business, but not for profit healthcare. That would put a bunch of millionaires out. Yeah, anything to stifle the little guy. That's the American way. Django, thank you so much for the $2. Jay, thank you so much for the $5. Anyone find it bizarre this inauguration falls on MLK Day? Maybe bizarre isn't the right word. I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
That is kind of weird.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's sad.
Okay, I wonder if he's, Trump will totally say something too, like just.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Just like how MLK went through what he went through and came out on top. I've gone through the same, and now look at me. Like he'll totally compare himself to MLK 100%.
Yeah, so don't be surprised. Maybe you guys can bet on that on Polymarket, but I will head out of here. Thank you so much, everyone, for the super
Take
chats.
care.
Can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.
Oh, it looks like Rebecca's super chats were disabled. Somebody said in the chat. We'll have to remember to shoot her a message on. I'll do that real quick, actually, in Twitter. So
and be sure if you didn't get to give Rebecca any super chats because they were disabled. And you're, pining for someone to give super chats to, you could always send them my way, and I'll let Rebecca know that I got her super chats for me.
All right, I've been unstarring, and I feel like I have a rhythm down to where it doesn't throw me off like it did last week.
Have we been unstarring things today? Or you're going through it now?
Yeah, I've been trying to follow along with it. So, okay. Do you want to do yours first this time? Because I have to go to the bathroom and get some water. So give me a chance to do that.
You mind going through your super chats first so I don't have to fucking listen to them? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'll be